actually, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go on Twitch and get my. I don't even know if I have an account. I'm gonna like sign up and.
No, we can do all that on stream.
Perfect. I guess I use my personal.
The Crush Daddy Show.
We can't log you in because your email is linked to multiple Twitch accounts. How do you log? What? Bro? I just shoved those like. Um,
All right, we're live on YouTube and Facebook.
whoa.
I'm waiting on Instagram, and I think Twitch is probably live already.
Okay. Oh wait. So you're. I'm assuming you're Crush Daddy on Twitch, yeah?
Yeah, or Mr. Crushies. Yeah, it's live on Twitch. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Not working on Twitter. All right, so Twitter is having an issue.
I need to get closer. I need to bring the camera closer. I'm like really fucking far away.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell on Zoom. Like I can't.
We're about to be live on Instagram. Instagram's the toughest one. If anything, can you keep an eye on the Instagram stream on your phone for the
Yeah, I
comments?
post.
Because I get the like XYZ joined the stream and I just get thousands of those and I don't see the comments.
Yeah, and I actually was gonna do it anyways, but like people are always talking smack on me, so I want to be able to watch both so I can really see what's going on.
All right.
I love it. I was
Can
laughing so hard.
can you hear the show?
Six strippers from different places.
Oh, you can't hear the show?
We didn't test that out.
We didn't test that.
Fuck.
That's a
I mean,
problem.
can you just do subtitles? I mean, I was there. I heard it.
True.
People like subtitles anyway. I mean, I don't, but if I have to, it's fine.
Also, don't say the word STRIPPERS because for some reason IG hates that.
I know. I saw you say something like
Potato dancer.
potato club. I'm like, what?
Because they hate it for some reason. I'm letting everyone in. They ban those videos a lot.
Excuse me.
I guess the only place that's having trouble is Twitter.
Twitter.
Which,
Oh, okay, we're live.
yeah, we're live. We got 5 people on Twitch already. I have no
So
idea. I have no how many idea how many are on Instagram. Let me open up my secondary
like
account.
delayed.
It's always going to be a little. That's why I wanted to do me and you over Zoom, because if we were responding over the stream, it would be super delayed.
Oh my god, true. No, that it was like okay, 15, 10, 15 seconds. Not that bad.
You
I'm
know.
sending it to all the people, like Ellie and all them.
Oh yeah.
Close. It's so funny. People were so upset in the comments. Like, don't listen to that twink. Don't listen to that. He just wants attention. I'm like, I love attention.
I know. I'm like, you're giving him the attention, like right now.
They literally, like, it's so funny. And then they think like everything that happened was real, right? Like we were there, we were everything, but they don't understand too. Like we're, I don't know.
Are you having trouble with words right now?
I am. I can't speak clearly. You're making me nervous, Crush. All
Why
over.
am I making you nervous? You've done a TV show. That's much harder than this.
I'm scared of you.
No, you said you were not intimidated by me in the last episode.
I'm not. You're making me nervous. I've never been live with you like this before.
It's really not that big a deal. Did
No,
I told everybody to buy your book.
I heard that and I really appreciate it. That was really sweet of you.
I did it in a very like, just go buy his books. Just humor the guy.
Please. Please, yeah.
Have you seen an uptick in sales at all since the first episode?
The thing is with the book sales.
Oh God, he's not gonna just tell me yes or no. He's
No,
just.
I don't know
Oh
because
God.
it's quarterly. They don't tell you like every time you get a sale. Like, in fact,
What is this? 2005?
listen. I signed an awful contract with the book thing. The book's a touchy subject because I make 10%. So every time someone buys a book,
What?
yeah, that's why I don't like to. That's why when you're like, how much did you sell? I'm like, I didn't pay for it yet. The book hasn't even paid for itself. All the thousands of dollars I spent on it. Swear
Hold up. Can we talk about this before we watch the show?
Can we talk about in an educational way to tell people like don't just go
Oh
paying?
my God. Wait. All right. I have a lot of questions already just on that one statement.
Yeah.
How much did you pay to write a book?
If I were to add up everything,
Okay, so what are some of the expenses of writing a book? Because I'm writing a book too, and like, but I'm just in the writing part.
my neighbor's blaring his shit. I'm gonna say real quick. You know, I can't just answer a question, and I'm not avoiding anything. I'm helping you.
All right, well, try your best just to answer the fucking question, dude.
I will. I just saw when they were doing the interviews for the show. They're like, "All right, stop with the hands and just answer the fucking question." I'm like, I can't just answer the question. So when you self-publish, right? You have to invest in an editor. You can't. I mean, unless you someone's editing it for free, right? An editor is not cheap. They're either like, I mean, I don't even know. This was in 2000.
Hey, thanks for the follow. We got a follower, Jax.
Another Crushies. I need some more Cracker Jacks. I need some Cracker Jacks over here.
All right, so you have to pay for an editor.
So then there's these self-publishing companies where they're like, we do it all. We'll put you in all the bookstores, like they said, like that's where all my books, like they're in all the major bookstores.
Mm-hmm.
But I got coerced in when I was in high school. I was 18, graduating high school.
You wrote the book when you were 18?
I bought the first package when I was 18.
What do you mean you bought the first package?
So there was this publishing company that still exists today. It's called Hay House, and I don't even care talking about them. I mean, because I will never. And they're supporting Deepak Chopra. They have not made a word about any of his stuff, and it pisses me off. So anyway, I don't care. I give a shit. But they're a huge new age book publishing company. Okay, so they're like one of the number one. Like if you get published in there, you are like America's spiritual teacher. Like you're good. Like you've made it in that realm, right? So I was like, that's my dream. So I'm looking like, how do I submit my manuscript? I had a lot of the book done in high school. I was like, it had a different name. It was like a whole different concept, right? You really think you thought when you met me that I thought I knew it all? When I was graduating high school, I really thought I like had it all figured out. I'm like, I'm gonna be a famous like author. So
a famous guru at 18.
Not guru, but an author. So
Those were your words, bro.
I said inner guru, not I am the guru. But anyway, so Hay House, I get an ad for Balboa Press, who published my book, and they're like, we're a subdivision of Hay House. If you get a package with us, we'll get your book in every store. We'll edit it. We'll give you a cover. We'll proofread it. We'll I forget all of the. We'll do graphic design, and we'll put you in press release article, all this stuff. Okay. So I'm like, oh shit. And then the biggest sell for them was, since we're a subdivision of Hay House, there's an opportunity for our publishers and agents to look at your book, and then maybe you'll get picked up. So I'm like, this is my in. Okay, like I'll invest some money, my graduation money.
It sounds like such a scam already.
Yeah, but I have everyone's like, you're crazy, go to college, do this and that. And I'm like, no, fuck that, I'm going to write a book. Long story short, 5 years later, the book's finished. I'm finally like done. I'm like ready to put it out there. And I go to call Balboa and I'm like, hey, I'm ready to publish the book. And they're like, your package doesn't include an ISBN number. And I'm like, what? I paid like $800 at the time. So I thought this was a lot of money. I graduated high school. It's nothing. But like, yeah, it doesn't include copyright or ISBN number. And I'm like, so what does the fucking package include? They're like, oh, we'll bind the book and print it for you, basically, is what they were doing.
Yeah.
So long story short, I had to spend another $4,000 just to get a basic thing. What I should have done is said, F you all, freelance some editor, publish it on Amazon, and figured out a way to get it into all the other stores. So long story short, I've spent like around $5,000-ish just on I mean, between I had to pay my own graphic designer. I had to pay multiple editors throughout the years. I had to pay for the package twice, almost $4,000 for the package, over $5,000, which is a joke. But I can say, oh, my book's in Barnes and Noble, and the the comment you made about the Miami influencer thing. It's
Mhm.
funny now that article is called the Miami Gazette. So
Oh
a year has
boy.
passed since we
The
filmed.
Miami Gazelle?
Gazette.
What's a gazette?
The Gazette, I think, is another word for saying like the Herald or like a news thing.
Um,
But it's funny now. That's the name of the thing. But my friend is a writer there, and he actually was the one who. That's how that article came about.
okay, so you got, what do they call it? Nepotized in?
Something like that. Yeah, like it's who you know, who you blow kind of situation.
Yeah. So now, how many quarters has the book been out?
God, I don't know. The book was published in 2023. But you have to think $1.69 a copy. Do the math. How many copies is that to make $5,000 to $6,000? It's a lot of fucking thousands.
Basically, like
that
three grand almost, like somewhere between 2 and 3 grand.
Well, I would need to sell at least, yeah, at least around 3 grand. So, or not, yeah, 25, 200, 2,000.
All right.
So,
Yeah. So like so it's basically been 8 quarters.
yeah.
How
It'll
many?
be interesting to see when I. So I'll figure out. I don't even check. I don't even know where the fucking money. I don't even know if the money goes in my account. I don't even know. So I'll check though after since the show has been published.
Wait, you don't even know if the money goes in your account?
Gosh, when you're making $1.69 off one book, and you're not like promote. I don't promote it. I don't talk about it. It's just like there.
You
It's like,
promoted it on the show.
I'm not gonna make a comment on why it was promoted. I'm not gonna comment on that. I can't. That's good. That's what's
the most bullshit statement ever. I don't promote it. It was like the half of the first episode was you telling everybody to buy your fucking book.
I can't comment on that. I can't comment. On that.
But no, okay. So they don't have like a dashboard?
There is. I have to. Okay. You know what, Crush?
Let's pull it up. Let's pull up the dashboard right now
No.
and see how many books you fucking sold.
But Crush, on a serious note, because I do love you, even though I think everyone thinks I don't love you, but I do love you. Please, I know you're not stupid either, but
Oh, thank you.
no matter what anyone says,
What? Nobody says I'm stupid.
no. I'm saying no matter what
says I'm stupid, dude.
Not that.
What do you mean? No matter what anybody says.
I didn't say that about you being stupid. No matter what anyone says to you, as if they're an agent or a book publisher, I'm saying don't listen to them. Be smart. Like, get at least 50% or 40% of your book sales. Like, I mean, I thought I was getting 50%, and I signed a stupid contract, and there was no getting out of it. How do you even log into this?
Oh man,
I'm over to hearing about this fucking book. I thought the book was dead, like after, and then the show comes. Now they need to film the show, and they're like, the book, Crash.
You were hold up before the show. How long before the show did we meet each other?
A year, that summer, I published the book. Then I met you that winter, so it was like fresh in me. Then I didn't care about it anymore. Then they cast me for the show, and they're
you know
like,
you know what
book?
you know what
like, I forgot about that.
You know what you should do? You should write a new book.
Oh, I am. And I am.
You should write a new book called, I don't know, like The Delusions of Jax.
Oh, if we separate Jax and Tom,
Delulu Jax.
there's a lot of them.
Lulu.
Wouldn't be the first time someone called me delusional.
It's not gonna be the last at the rate you're going, buddy.
I own it. I don't give a fuck. Delulu. I really don't even know how to log into it. Balboa's author backboard, author.
I found the copy you gave me.
Really?
Yeah, it was like in one of my travel suitcases. It's still in the attic.
From when you were in Florida last time when we were filming.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. This is embarrassing. Electronic payment information, books, sales and board. Here we go. You know, I don't care because I genuinely like. View your sales activity or view your royalty? Well, sales activity because royalties are irrelevant. If you order off Balboa, I get 25%. But who's ordering off of fucking Balboa?
What a horrible contract you signed.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Brand name Balboa Press one report. This is bait. It's literally every single transaction. Can't they just fucking give me like a show all? This is like
It,
trashy.
it doesn't, they don't even have like a total.
I'm gonna say show all.
They don't have like a total number of sales or something like that.
No,
What
that's
that first of all, that UI looked like it was from the fucking 90s.
it's like an HTML like website from literally the 90s. Like I don't even understand.
Oh my god.
Maybe better if I do it on my computer. But I'm actually curious too. But I honestly think that it'll be better to check like
Well,
you know,
like, you know, like
forward.
obviously like I've had more subscribers on my fan page since the first episode came out. So
My
like
follower count. I think I got like 300 followers, and I don't even post.
oh, that's it. I
Yeah,
got
but think about it. I have no my
I got
name's on anything.
I got 5,000.
That's
But
amazing.
I got canceled too. Did you get canceled?
I get yes. They fucking think that I am a literal menace,
Uh,
demon, twink.
did you
Like
see what happened to me on Twitter?
yes, because you're racist against your own people or something. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
or
fuck?
yeah, I was like culturally appropriating my own culture.
You're cultural appropriating.
But
That's
you
the
know,
thing.
but you know
Go
what's
ahead.
cool? The biggest newspaper in South Africa called me today.
Really?
The biggest one in South Africa. It's like the New York Times of South Africa. I think. I think it's, but it's definitely like one of the oldest, biggest ones. I don't know if it's the biggest, but they called me and I'm doing an interview with them, and they're very like respectable. You know, it's not like a tabloid. They want to interview me for an hour tonight at 11 p.m. because it's like a 10-hour difference. But like about that tweet that happened.
Good.
Yeah. And so like I called my parents and I'm like, yo, so like pretty much everyone's gonna know in Africa who I am now. Like we're not gonna be able to hide it like hide any of this from family or friends because like we generally kind of like try to hide crush from people like because it's extreme, you know? So like we don't know how people are gonna react. So we generally just like kind of keep my internet identity like we just don't bring it up. And we even have code words. When we're in a public place or we're around like certain people that we don't think we can talk about what I do for a living in front of, my parents will use the code word farmer or farming as like adult content, like replace the word adult content.
Oh my
So they'll
God.
be like, "Are you farming next week?" You know?
Well,
But
forget what
after this piece comes out, like it'll be very difficult for me to like in South Africa at least to like hide that I've become like an adult queer creator in the US.
my question is, and forgive my ignorance, is the culture different? I don't know anything about South Africa, but is the culture different there than it is America? I mean, of course, people here judge it, but also they're more accepting of it. Obviously, you can walk around, you're not going to get like.
Yes and no. I
Well,
mean, and that's like it also depends where you go. It's like the difference here between like Mobile, Alabama and San Francisco. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. Here you can get hate crimed in 1 second, and then one street you're getting like embraced. Like, so I get it. Like,
right. I got canceled for like a second. Yeah, my chat saying like you only got canceled because it was over like that. Like it blew up and then it went away. Like it was, and it's the third time since Crush Daddies existed where people have tried to make that argument on Twitter or somewhere else that I'm racist because I'm a white South African. And like
that's also what pissed me off about. I mean, I'm white. I can't like say too much, but everyone was like, "Oh, it's a whole bunch of white guys," and I'm like, "That's
do you have any idea how many people we asked to come on the show?
also it's not true." Me and Damien and
Oh
Silas,
yeah, honestly, yeah, fucking Damien is Afro-Cuban. Like
Ellie is
or not
Afro Cuban,
Ellie, damn, yeah, Ellie.
but Damien, I don't know his nationality, but me and Silas, we are white. Okay, that's half. Okay, half. You're not from.
I'm white though. I'm from Africa, but I'm white. But I'm not like a traditional Yankee.
Yeah, you were not. Yes, American. You mean you're
I'm an
Americanized?
I'm an Americanized immigrant. Like I moved here when I was young, but I am not born in the U.S. and I did like English is not my first language. You know, so like I am an immigrant. I am just a, I have been Americanized and I'm proud to be an American now and I have embraced American culture.
Yes. And then they're like, they of course they edit the picture to make everyone like, wait. I'm like, oh my god, like they asked, how many dancers do we have? 60 total, maybe.
At Johnson's,
What's up? One of our co dancers are actually here right now.
does he want to come on real quick?
Well, not on the show. I mean, he can say hi. It's Vincente. You don't know him.
I don't know him. Does he know me?
He can say hi. It's Vincente. We were at the stretch class. They like went over.
What's up, little bear?
What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Wait, do you guys know each other?
No, no.
Oh.
I don't think so.
No, we never danced together, I think.
No. I've heard about you, I think. It's cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay, thank you.
You're gonna definitely hear about it.
That's not Silas, guys. This is Jax and Vicente.
Actually, Silas from the show.
Oh, no. Who's that?
One of the dancers that's not doesn't work that right now
Ah.
with us. He actually dances at. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're like on the
Wait,
show.
do you dance at Johnson's?
I do, yeah.
Oh, okay. How is it?
So I started in November.
Ooh.
Decent. It's like I don't have a lot to compare to. People are like, oh, this back then, blah blah blah. But I'm enjoying myself.
I mean, it is a lot better than other jobs, no matter how bad it gets there.
Right. And I think
Yeah.
it is what you make it. For
True.
all of it.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got hit up to dance today twice. Two clubs in the country hit me up to dance at their events or whatever. I'm assuming it's like because of the show, they think I'm still dancing. And and they, one of them was like, "Yo, you want to dance from like 11 to 3 a.m. at our club?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Send me the details. Like what's the pay? What do I have to wear? Like, what am I go-go dancing or am I, gripping?" And they were like, "Oh, wear leather. You'll be there for like 4 hours and we'll give you $200." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll pass, bro. Like, I'm not flying across the country for $200. Like,
Yeah, it's so funny. They want to. You're fine. They want to pay $150 or $200. It's like, come on. I'd rather just take the gamble.
all right. We're gonna watch the episode now. We've got a good amount of people in here, in the Twitch, and we'll
message me when you get back, please. Or send me your GPS so I can at least track to make sure. Because you're going over the Venetian.
Sure. Different lives.
It's bougie, but you
Some
never
of
know.
us are
Someone
brand
might-
new,
you might get
and one
crushed.
of us is brand new. We're all here
Crush,
in
did you hear
Wilton
him?
Manor.
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too, man. Pleasure.
How's it going?
Take care. All right.
6 strippers from different places, different lives. Some of us are veterans, and one of us is brand new. We're all here in Wilton
It's a little
Manor, the
glitchy on my
second
end,
gayest city in
Someone on the
America.
script said that they
We
couldn't
work
hear
at
me.
John.
Can you hear me, Crush?
I can hear you.
Can maybe? I mean, I guess only if one person said it, then it's fine.
Who can't hear on Instagram?
Yeah, Kips, but only one person said it, so I guess it's.
Can you guys hear Jax? Little Bear? Can you hear Jax?
Little Bear?
Nestor, Turnip Bomb, Top G. They say they can hear you.
My mouth's pretty big. I mean,
A couple people did say that you were a little quiet earlier, and I just turned your volume up, so I think it might be.
Oh.
But some people are probably on Androids. Like, I can't help you then. It's hilarious with the Android thing because like they are better phones a lot of the time, but like a lot of people just don't trust green bubbles.
I don't.
I don't either, to be
Big
honest.
rat man.
The sexiest strip club in the country.
Johnson's is the #1 gay strip club in the world.
And for 1 week, we're not just co-workers.
I can't
We're
stop
living
talking
together.
with my hands.
This is not.
I like that you talk with your hands. It's more animated.
I got in trouble. Not in trouble, but Matt was like, "Can you maybe like give your hands?" I'm like, I'm trying.
Well, it's you're to be honest, you have these long, lanky arms. So
No, the
like you keep
frame.
going out of the frame.
Yeah, that was the
Like,
problem. That was the problem.
oh man.
Sharing a house, sharing everything.
There's no price, just 6 men trying to connect.
On stage and off.
We came here to dance.
But what we didn't expect.
Is this a different trailer than the last one?
No, but I noticed things every time I watch it. I'm like, wait, that was not there.
They gave away a lot of clues.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Little Bear, I think it should stop the ads.
What the fuck are you saying now?
Was everything else that came with it.
This is stripped down.
Sometimes I might fast forward past parts where I think Instagram won't like it. Because remember, men are not allowed to wear thongs on Instagram, only women are.
Guys, this is Anthony. He's gonna do a photo shoot. Hey guys, you need to pick something to wear? Okay. Not this.
I remember this actually. I know what's about to happen.
This was so
Not this.
uncalled for. Sorry. I know
Also,
it's
all right, you have to admit Matt was trying. He was trying a little hard during the film.
I was like, I looked, I was like, what?
Matt tries so hard to act like a tough guy club owner. Like,
He would always dog me.
It-
They didn't show. I don't.
and
think
like and like he does intimidate a lot of dancers because he's he acts like he's like this big bad pit bull like club owner, and I'm just like, oh, you're cute. Like,
and he does. I mean, I have seen him. When I first met him, they were like warning us that he's coming into town, and I'm like, it's always never the case that it's that bad. And he does go up to people and say some crazy.
oh, dude, he says stuff to me, but like I feel like I'm one of the only people that will say really gnarly things back to him.
Well,
Like I've definitely said things to him where like if it was anybody else, they would have been fired. Like,
well, I can't comment on that yet, but yeah.
wait, what happened?
Well, I can't say too much because of what I know what happened when we were filming, but I know that you, of course, I saw it happening when we weren't even filming. Like you and him went at it, but used to puppy dog when he would come around because I was so scared of him. See you. But hold on, my friend left his. Hold on, 1 second. When he used to come to the club, okay, when Matt used to come to the club, I would like literally be panicked, like, because everyone would make this huge hype about him, and I would like walk around like freaking out, and the first time he ever came up to me, he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you sure? Like, you seem like you're like, okay." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm fine." I was like scared he was gonna comment something or say something about my like performance or the way I'm working, because he always has something to say. I mean, I know he's like the club owner, but but now ever since this, we like text each other and mess with each other. Like, I don't think many people do that, but
Well, I do think he earned our respect a little bit. Well,
Yeah,
like I mean, to be honest, I already like me and him had more of a history before the show, so like, but now even he's been different with me since the show too. But the other thing is, did you wait? How did I just lose track of what I had? Something that I wanted to say, but you wouldn't stop talking, and so like in that time, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh my gosh.
Little Bear says, "Nice to meet you." Little Bear is like one of my like oldest fans. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Your camera is no longer focused on you, though, bro. There you go. Okay, that's better. But did you know that when Matt first recruited me, when I was dancing in Dallas, and he wanted me to come to Florida, right, to dance for the winter, and he said, "Your name is ridiculous. We're gonna have to change it." Because it was always Crush Daddy, right? And he was like, "You're not gonna dance for me under Crush Daddy. You're gonna have to change your name." And I was like, and like it was early enough, like I didn't really have an established name. It was very early after I started, and that I like considered it. And I was like, okay, like, and Johnson's was like back then still like even bigger than it is now. and like it was like very prestigious to go dance there. So I was like, I was considering it just so that I can go dance there and make a lot of money. And I was like, okay, so like, what do I need to change my name to? And he said something like Christian Peters, and I remember like being like, oh, I hate that, but whatever, like because I was kind of like, I don't want to like make the owner mad, you
Yeah.
know. And
I'm
I
always so
remember,
scared working. It's so annoying.
and I remember
When
I showed up to the club and I went to see I met Chris first and Matt, and then I went to talk to Austin because Austin had to do the onboarding, you know, the
August,
DJ. And August, yeah, not Austin. Um and he was like, "What's your name?" And like I just couldn't. I just was like, if I like I'm just gonna say Crush Daddy because I have a feeling no one's gonna check. And by the time they do, it's gonna be too late. Like everyone's gonna know me as Crush because they've called me on stage multiple times as Crush Daddy and they've promoted me on Instagram as Crush Daddy. They're not gonna be able to change it. It was like a ask for forgiveness, not for permission type moment.
yeah.
And so I told August, like, Crush Daddy, and he didn't even flinch. He was like, all right. And he wrote it down. Like, he didn't give a, because he doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to get out of there. like, like, he's just like, I hate this place. Get me the fuck out. Like,
I love him though.
I love him to death,
I
dude.
love him.
I send him a birthday present every year. But like,
Oh my God.
but he was just so I don't give a shit. And wrote down, it's just like, all right, I'll put you on the thing, go here. And then he made me go hang out. Like Tarzan gave me my like onboarding tour. And
Tarzan was the onboarding tour?
yeah, Tarzan was my onboarding tour. And like
Oh my God.
I know. And like, and then by the time Matt found out that I stuck with Crush Daddy, I remember he blew me like because he was communicating with me on Facebook because he's so old that like that he was blowing up my Facebook Messenger like, "This is ridiculous. It's embarrassing to the club. Like, such an unrealistic name." I was like, "It's working, man. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're a boomer that hasn't changed your ways in 30 years. Like, you get with the times." And people liked it. Like, everyone knew who I was in Wilton Manors pretty quick, you know, because they're not going to remember Christian Peters. Like, but when you say Crush Daddy, people are like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's like what? But you also are so tall. You stand out. Like everyone there has muscles, right? But like you're tall. You have like you have nails sometimes. You had like boots or like something different wearing. Like so
Mm.
you're not fucking Christian Peter. You're fucking Crush. You're Crush Daddy. Like I don't know why that had to have been like a
He still to this day gives me shit for that name. And I'm like, at this point, you have to just admit you're wrong.
I'm literally making like yeah, don't even, yeah.
Not this. Wrong photo shoot.
Like why are you throwing shit? I'm like what? Look at my face. Look at my face. I'm like, is this really happening right now? This scene felt so weird. I'm like, why are we? What are we doing here?
Look at all of our faces, honestly. Like, look at Damien's like, I don't want to be here.
Me and Damien were like, can we have a cigarette break, please?
And Jax is like, this is different than Go Go. This is a lot different. Is
He's
that
like, this is not what I
that's
was
my
about.
best Jax impression.
You mean Silas?
Silas, yeah.
I know. I was like, he's like, I used to go going. I'm like, they call it go going for legality reasons. I was like, this is not a go go gig, and I never did go go gigs, but I know what go go gigs are. Ellie was a go go dancer back in the day.
You have to like really love your life and love yourself to be a go-go dancer because
A lot of work.
dan-
A lot of work.
strip us potato dancers you kind of have to be a little bit more jaded to do the job.
Thank you for saying that, by the way, the other day, because the other day I was working and someone was like, you seem so tough. And I'm like, no, I'm working. And I was being cornered in the parking lot. I don't like that. Like, I'm on break. I'm away from everybody. Like, I was like, I'll see you inside. And he's like, yeah, but how much is the dance? And I was like, sir, we'll come inside. I'm taking a personal break. And he's like, you seem so jaded and tough. And I'm like, I was like, you have to be. I was like, or else people like you are gonna hop in my back seat and follow me home. It's like, or someone's going to take advantage of you or this and the other. Like, there's a multitude of reasons of why after like a few months of dancing you become very jaded. I mean, I don't. It's not. It has somewhat trickled into my day to day life, but there.
Yeah, since I quit, I'm definitely less. Like I remember, I tell this story all the time. There was a point where I was dancing where I noticed how bad it was when when I was at the airport and like someone was just friendly talking to me. I live in Texas. Like, people are just more friendly, like generally very friendly here. It's like Southern
Yeah.
hospitality. And like someone was just being friendly with me, like while we were in line waiting to get on the plane. And like I didn't want to have the conversation because I wasn't getting paid. Like that's thinking like a dancer. But I wasn't at the club. Like I wasn't able to like switch it off. And like I consciously was like, I need to switch it off when I leave the club.
It's hard because we sometimes, some nights, if you're not trying and you're just getting a lot of money, especially when I first started, when the economy was different,
Yeah.
I was getting paid to do nothing. So it became habitual. Like, if I don't want you to talk to me and you're old or an old man or something, I would just get annoyed. I get it. You're because you're so used to just being handed money sometimes, like for
Mhm.
not even doing anything.
That's
Just
fine.
say
It's funny you said that because I actually like preferred the old men. Like they were easier for me. But
like
I will say the old men that like twinks were they like I never talked to those because there was definitely like a group of them.
I will say this, and I don't care if it's stereotyping. I've always had a really difficult time dealing with difficult customers because they really do when you're not big, like I'm the twink, whatever. They really act differently. I've seen it. I see the interactions.
Yeah,
If
okay,
I
well that someone just asked me that in the chat. They said, why are old men quote unquote easier? And what I mean is they're easier for me to talk to. Like when I'm talking with like a 22-year-old who's drunk and like broke because they're 22, like and they expect a lot for $1, like where like an older guy that comes from a different generation has more respect from me, at least for me, like because the older men that like me are bottoms, you know, uh they or subs or something. Like it was easier for me to like like I can have an adult conversation with them and I don't just have to be talking about partying and raving and like, and like be like, woo, I'm getting so like that. Like, like that's what I felt like when I was like dancing for 20-year-olds.
that's the thing though. It's so case specific per dancer per customer because your customers are sub bottoms. Mine are honestly, it's either they're confused, they're both, or mostly they're tops. But it's just you could have a whole case study on it, and this show doesn't even show half of it. Look, I'm doing the same
I know,
same.
I hope if we get a season 2, which I doubt we will, because this is a terrible show.
I think it's good.
I'm kidding. It's a great show.
I'm like, what? I actually am not even biased for like whatever. Like, I have people text me like, wow, like they were like shocked. I'm like, oh, you didn't think that I was on an actual show?
My dad likes the show, and he's not a reality TV guy.
I haven't asked mine yet to see it. My mom saw it, followed out TV. She's probably following you and watching this right now. Hi, mom, but hasn't said anything yet. It's so.
Wait, how is your family? How is your relationship with your family?
It's good. I mean, I
Oh,
talked
okay.
to both my parents. They're separated. My dad lives in Maine. My mom lives in Jersey with most of my other family. My grandparents are extremely Christian, but they just don't talk about things. But I love them. I'm actually closer with them than most of my parents because I lived in an apartment above them for 5 years by myself. So I was like involved. I don't know. It's a weird dynamic.
All right, that got boring. Um,
Well, you asked. I mean, it's boring. I
I
know.
I was expecting something more interesting.
I could go off, but I don't want to expose too much drama on this stream.
Hold up, you don't know this, but before you there was this huge dude named Jason, roughly your build at Tony's. He talked about everything: sports, weather, politics, background, relationship. I've never had that experience with a stripper. I remember Jason. He came in once as a customer, I think, when I worked there. Tony's is like this little janky. It's a cool club, but it's like a total dive bar here in Houston. It's the only gay male dance club. Um, yeah, I think his name was Titan, or stage name was Titan, but yeah. All right.
some photo shoots on stage. Try not to go crazy. Find something to look good in.
I come off to the photo shoot. I'm so excited. I see this piece I want to wear. Kind of like this.
I like that too. Ooh. It was a nice little one sleeve.
Why? Like, why is he grabbing?
One titty out. Like it was all the.
We gotta admit, Tarzan thinks he owns that club. He thinks he's like our prince.
Pole King. Pole King. I think.
What?
Pole King or Master? I don't know what he said in the thing, but
I was just so androgynous. Like, you know what? This is gonna.
He said androgynous. That's a big word for a dancer. Hold on, what does androgynous even mean?
it means like
Like, did he use it? Yeah, Mr. Book Writer, you must have a good
androgynous
vocabulary.
means, like, you're both equally masculine and feminine. Like you're able to embody both. So like you painting your nails or something. That's
Androgynous. Yeah.
I think that would be correct to say that that's an androgynous trait of you. I guess.
Yeah, Tarzan was owning the pool. Yeah, I will give credit where credit's due. Tarzan is amazing on pool.
And his job, but like, girl, why are you grabbing? Like, Ellie grabbed it.
He's great at grabbing things. What do you want me to say?
Be the piece.
That's good. You like it? Like, baby, I
Ellie,
picked it
take it
first.
away.
Sorry. Bias fuck.
I think this looks better on you.
I was gonna say the same thing for you because I wanted to.
Ellie goes here.
This
Have
pink,
this.
I didn't even look at it. It's pink. I wanted to say, brother, pink is for pretty, and I'm already pretty. Maybe you should wear it. I already have the.
No.
You should wear it, baby.
What? That is okay. Okay. Pause. Like, yes. What the fuck? It was. Why are you we fist fighting? We just got. I remember this clear as day. I was there.
Well.
You were there. We were there.
If it wasn't for me, they probably would have beat each other to a pulp.
I know, and it looked
Or
really
like cat fight. They would
I
have
think
scratched
people
each
think
other.
it looks like they're like cat fight. It actually was.
No,
really,
both of them can throw hands.
I am really close, Ellie. You know this. Like he was like I literally, if it wasn't for like Ellie has like a nice brand going from it. And also, obviously, we can't fight. You can't physically fight someone, whether you're on a show or not. But when it happened, I was like, because it happened so fast, and I'm just like sitting there, like I don't give a shit. I'm not even gonna. I was literally gonna be like, I'm not wearing that. I didn't even like.
I don't think you ended up wearing anything from the rack. Nothing on that rack fit me, so like that was the look I had on my.
And I found the shorts, but I literally sat back and I was like, before that even happened, I was like, I'm just gonna let everybody else pick. I don't think that any of this is interesting. I'm just gonna bitch, I guess, after. But I look over like, I'm like probably mentally disassociating, and all of a sudden like there's an actual fist fight, and I'm like, there's no way this is happening right now.
I saw it coming. That's why I was so quick to hop in there. Like you remember when I was at Johnson's, like the amount of times that I was between a dancer and a customer, or like two dancers. Like it's basically, if I don't break it up, it's like the police are gonna come, and then like none of us are gonna be able to dance for the rest. Like that was honestly my selfish thinking. It's like, all right, like that's what I was thinking here. It's like, if they start this fight and then like we can't film, like I want to go home. You know, like I need to I don't want an ambulance to come and then we have to talk to that therapist again.
Psychiatrist.
Well, sorry, like I was just like, dude, like, can we like, because it was hard filming this. It was like all day.
Oh my!
You know,
God.
like
people probably think that we were just like, oh my God, it was all day. Like there was like breaks. Like we had to like stop. Like anyway, this actually like set me off the edge, and I'm like trying to refrain from saying too much. I know like that's not the point of this right now, but like
I wanted to say, brother, pink is for pretty, and I'm already pretty.
And it wasn't just for TV. Like this actually happened. Like this was like.
What the fuck?
It was for me.
Yes, Ellie, it was
body, baby. What's up?
We all look good,
bro.
You know what?
I'm always the one breaking up the fights at the club.
Oh my God. I can't believe this is happening.
They
Right now.
cut what I actually said. I forget what I
they cut a lot of things that I've said.
I was like, I didn't know that it was gonna like. Oh god, I don't even. I can't. I'm not even gonna say it now. I said some shit. I actually said right here. I remember. I said, Matt, I thought you said no girls were allowed in the club, and
Shit.
and I'm saying it now because it was fucking
I
funny.
I will
I am the
admit,
most feminist person ever. Like, all
no,
about.
you're right. You're right. But I will, dude. The girl dancers fight a lot more than male dancers.
That's what I'm saying. I thought you said no girls were allowed in here.
I know you know a lot of female dancers. They're catty, bro. Holy crap! If you think we're toxic, whew.
You need it more than I do, bitch. I look good.
Better start the episode off.
I look good at every fucking thing. What you talking about?
Hey,
I'm like holding Ellie, like get her.
you all right? You okay?
That was so annoying. You had to literally hold him back.
Divas or something.
You be an adult.
I remember this clear as day. I was
see
like,
Matt's
I don't know if
face
I should
like
be
this.
doing this show.
I'm like shook.
You can tell I've done that a few times.
Yeah, you're just like,
I've done that.
honestly, you're giving bouncer vibes in this.
I was a bouncer in Boston for 5 years, which is a fighting city. Like
Yeah.
that, like people fight in the bars there. So like I've gotten good at de-escalating without hurting anybody, but like woo.
Oh my god, some of my friends are on Instagram Live. By the way, if you guys see me looking down, it's because I am
Yeah.
checking Instagram. I'm not like on my phone texting.
Yeah,
But-
tell if they want. It's easier for me to see it if they're on Twitch because on Instagram it tells me every time someone joins. So like if and people are joining and leaving all the time, so like the actual comments just like fly up so fast.
Yeah.
That's why I asked you to look at it because on your end it doesn't show you who joins and leaves.
Someone said, "Where are you watching?" It isn't on YouTube yet. Only the first episode, guys, is on YouTube. It was a promotion. You have to get Out TV or Apple TV or Roku. They just promoted it.
They also have it on YouTube TV.
And YouTube TV, yes. But you will
Yeah.
have to pay, I think it's $3.99 a month, which I think is not that bad for.
That's cheaper than my fan subscription. My fan subscription is $4 a month.
Damn.
I'm a penny more. I am the cheapest hoe on the internet. But hey, I'm making a full-time living.
They're making us all look bad, like we're all a bunch of
That was
divas
so
or
actually
something.
fucking the chokehold.
Finally
Or
comes
the
to my
head hold,
senses.
whatever the hell that
I
is.
see Matt's
That's a
face
move.
like this. I'm like shook because that's the one person I'm not anticipating to see. Yeah, that kind of like, all right, you know what? Let me simmer
What does he mean as the one person he wasn't anticipating to see? He was there the whole time.
down.
That's what I didn't understand. Okay, yes, I was just confused by that. He was literally. I think maybe he meant that he didn't expect to see him when he got out of the tunnel vision of like. The flight, I guess.
Yes, I was about to say.
Because
I think even when we were doing the confessionals later, he forgot what happened.
and I'm surprised Matt didn't do something about that because Matt would have easily. I guess
that
Matt
was
liked the
that was
cameras.
the,
He liked
that was the one time where like if the cameras weren't there, Matt would have been
out. You're
like
out.
yeah, and he would have been way more of a diva himself about that. Like
He would have probably took him from you and did what he wanted to do. Honestly, I think that like because there was cameras, he was more lenient, which is crazy. You would think he'd be more. Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I can't. He did get crazy at one point. But
Please get
Shut
on
up.
stage. Anthony, take some pics, please.
yeah. For Anthony, he's
Anthony
just like
is
trying to take a
the
fucking picture.
photographer in Wilton Manors. Like, there's no one like him. He is the shit.
He is. He's really good.
Looks small.
Let's get everybody slide over a little bit.
We're trying to take this picture, and predictably, everyone wants to be front and center. Obviously, we can't all be front and center. I'm just trying to like get it done and go back to the house.
Why was I
It's been a
mad
long
at you?
day.
I forget.
oh, you were like trying to stand right in front of me because I think you were trying to like you were like, oh, Crush is gonna be the star of the show, and I don't want that, so I need to stand in front. Like
I really think that I was really just trying to get you were the tallest one, so either we were supposed to go in the back, but I don't know why I was so angry. I think we were.
oh, hey girl, what's up? Hold up 1 second, Jax. We just got raided. Like we have like so like 100 people from another stream just came in here.
How does that happen?
What's up, guys? We're watching a TV show and we're doing a reaction. It's called Strip Down. It's on Out TV. It just got released last Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
And me and Jax here are in it. Thanks for the follow. Oh, we got some follows coming in right now.
I just saw Hey Girl, it's a raid.
Yeah, raid on Twitch is like when another streamer sends all his viewers to your channel. Does that make sense?
But
And
like,
Hey Girl is like a fucking dope streamer. So like I'm blushing a little bit right now. I'm trying to act really cool, and like I know what I'm doing, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm good. How have you been?
I'm like so new to Twitch. Like,
I'm so cool. Thanks for the follow. Damn, we're gonna have to wait for all these follows to come through because there's so many like notifications popping up on my screen.
So I just see the people in the chat commenting. I don't see like the whole.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let us pause and do reactions, but I'll restart it a little bit so that they can see what happened. Because we're only 3 minutes in. We've been talking so much.
I know. I think we've talked for like 30 minutes on everything.
Mostly you've been talking because you won't.
Okay, well then I'll talk to him in spoken chat.
I'll tell you to talk at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. How about that? All right, we're gonna restart it and just let it play without us interrupting the show every 5 seconds.
And one of us is brand new. We're all here in Wilton Manor.
The second gayest city in America.
We work at Johnson's.
The sexiest strip club in the country.
Johnson's is the #1 gay strip club in the world.
And for 1 week, we're not just co-workers, we're living together.
This is nice.
Sharing a house, sharing everything.
There's no price.
Just 6 men trying to connect. On stage and off.
We came here to dance.
But what we didn't expect
What the fuck are you saying that?
was everything else that came with it. This is Stripped Down.
Yeah, so it's a behind the scenes show that me and Jax here, this is Jax on the screen, are dancers that they went behind the scenes. Naughty dancers, nighttime dancers, pole ballerinas, whatever you want to call us. Thank you guys for following.
This is Anthony. He's gonna do a photo shoot. Hey guys, you need to pick something to wear. Okay. Not this. Not this. Not this. Wrong photo shoot. Anyway, pick something up. If you got something in your bag, wear it. We're gonna do some photo shoots on stage. Try not to go crazy. Find something to look good in.
I come off to a photo shoot. I'm so excited. I see this piece I want to wear. Kind of like this.
I like that too. Ooh. It was nice little one sleeve, one arm out, one titty out. Like it was all this. I was just so androgynous. Like, you know what? This is gonna be the piece.
I feel so much smarter now that I know what androgynous means.
It's good. You like it? Like, baby, I picked it first. Sorry. Bye as fuck.
I think this will look better on you. I was gonna say the same thing for you because I wanted this
For me.
This pink, I didn't even look at it. It's pink. I wanted to say, brother, pink is for pretty, and I'm already pretty. Maybe you should wear it. I already have the. No, maybe you should wear this. No, maybe you should wear it. No. Oh my god.
What the fuck?
It was for me. It was meant for this body, baby. What's up? Bro.
You know what?
I'm always
Not
the
you
one
tripping to
breaking
get
up
to
the
them. That
fights
was
at the
good.
club.
Oh my god. I can't.
I am clumsy. It's hard moving all this weight around, dude. I'm 6'5", 275 pounds. Like, give me a break. Oh, man.
I believe this is happening right now.
You what? Fuck off. Honestly, you need it more than I do, bitch. I look good in everything.
I look good at every fucking
Look at
thing.
this,
What you
baby.
talking about?
Hey. Jesus Christ.
I robbed
You
it.
alright?
Bye as fuck.
You okay?
They're making us all look bad, like we're all a bunch of divas or something.
You been adult?
Finally come to my senses.
I love how he touched his chin.
It was
Like-
very
Like, he was like, you're going to be... Like, if
daycare.
Matt ever touched my chin, I would fucking lose it. If he ever did that to me, like, are you gonna be better now?
I just cannot get over. He is so much more reactive in real life, and I can't believe I thought he would have been over the top mad about this because of the show. Instead, he was like taming it down. I'm like,
yeah, I think for public image he was definitely taming it down, but like in real life, he would have taken him from me and dragged him out by his fucking jockstrap.
he would. Like,
I see Matt's face like this. I'm like shook because that's the one person I'm not anticipating to see. Yeah, that kind of
Why
like.
though?
All
Why
right,
were you not
you know what? Let
anticipating
me
to see him?
simmer down.
All right, find something where, please get on stage. Let Anthony take some pics, please.
Okay, so I was like, just want you to tell me.
Anthony is the photographer in Wilton Manors. Like, there's no one like him. He is the shit.
So I have to start a fight to be manhandled like this. I'd rather you just ask me nicely.
Rush will do it if you just ask him.
Yeah.
Ellie, fucking bounce.
Well, there you go. See,
We're
look how much
like-
bigger it looks now. It's trying to be like you, man. That's can't all be like, what are you wearing?
We did argue quite a few times on the show.
Let's get everybody, maybe everybody slide over a little bit.
I really think it's because, like you said, you're 6'5", and I was like, go be it back, and you were not going back, and I'm like, why are you going in the front?
I think you were giving brat energy. Like you wanted to be put in your place a little bit.
I mean, I think honestly, I just was like, I really did not like you. And I didn't. And when I saw you come back into town, I was like, why the fuck is he here? Like he was gone. Like it was good. One less.
He's gone. You were like, oh man, he's back. I hate this guy.
And I remember seeing you. You were by the main room, and I was talking.
Wait,
to Judge.
did you not know I was gonna be on the show?
I knew some. I heard some things, but I didn't. I knew that you didn't know that I was on it, or I was assuming you didn't know.
I didn't know. Matt did not tell me. I think he wanted.
He did.
Yeah.
I texted him. I said, I don't really. Yeah. I knew you were on it because you're the reason why it got greenlighted or bought because of your interview. So I was like, of course he's going to be on it unless he's saying no. So when I saw you come back into town, I was like, this motherfucker got casted. So who's the other fucking 5? And I knew Ellie was one of them. So I was like, there's 3 other people. And Silas and I were becoming friends. But anyway, I was like, I don't think you knew that I was on it. So I was just, I waved at you like, hey, like just being cordial because I knew we were going to be on set. But I was like, I fucking can't stand this bitch.
I thought you were being fake as fuck.
Like when I waved you?
Yeah, because I was like, last time I talked to you, you were a little brat to me. Like now we're friends.
Same here.
And I was like, all right. But then I tried to be nice because I didn't want everyone to think I was an asshole on the TV show. So I guess I was being fake.
Too nice. And I was the mean one.
Yeah, because reality TV scares me because, you know, a lot of times they make people look bad.
Well,
And-
I was scared too. I was like, I hope they don't make me seem like I'm an asshole, but I'm not going to forget what we were dealing with and just act like, oh, everything's butterfly. I'm like, no, I'm going to say something. And when you didn't say shit, I was like, motherfucker, I'm going to go crazy. I thought you were probing me to look
Everyone wants to
crazy.
be front and center. Obviously, we
Yeah, it was like a toxic ex. It just
Yeah, I was like, why is he acting like everything's good and he didn't do anything wrong? I'm like, we're not letting this go until it's finished.
Hey, Ian, welcome in.
can't
We're
all be
watching the
front and
second
center.
episode.
I'm just trying to like get it done and go back to the house.
He just wants
It's
to go
been a
home and
long
take a
day.
nap.
I think we all did.
It was a long. We were
Crush
done.
definitely thinks that he is hot shit. Or he's just
Oh,
grounded
God.
and secure within himself. I mean, he is older.
He's
He
just
lets
grounded.
everybody know that
Dude, you fucking holy shit! You were ruthless in the confessionals.
I was
Oh
not-
my god!
Wait. Also, we can say this because it's not like we're like whatever. I mean, confessionals were at 9 a.m. I remember this was like Sunday morning. I don't know. It was like after everything's wrapped. I think we were out of the house possibly, and we filmed confessionals. And I was so tired. I remember they put shit on my eye bags because I was like so. That was like every day. But anyway,
Oh, you were a gossipy queen during confessionals. Holy shit!
I don't know how I came up with half of the shit I said because I was so tired, and I can't believe But I knew that I had to react like I was there in the present, and I was like, this is how I was, you know.
I will admit it makes for good TV, but like,
What do you want me to say?
now you're being like a toxic ex.
Well, I felt like I was being gaslighted because I felt like you were trying to forget our issues that we had, and I felt like I was being gaslit because you were not responding to any of it, and I'm like, I'm gonna look like I'm making this up. So I was like, no, I'm gonna chill until.
Well, you know, like when the guy or girl's like, "Oh, my ex is such a narcissist. He was so abusive, blah, blah, blah." And like, it's like, dude, you say that about every person you date. It's like the same, like, that's what you're like.
No, 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 no.
Like, you're the victim in every situation.
In my entire career at this club, I think I had a problem with like 2 or 3 people, and you were one of them. Out of 16 answers,
All right. On the last episode, you said that you were not scared of me, and then this stream, you were like, "Oh, I was intimidated." And then when we analyzed your face on the last episode, like you were 100% scared of me. Like you were like, so like I think all of this was just you projecting your insecurity, and you were gaslighting me by saying that I'm insecure because you think most muscle dudes are fucking insecure. That's why we have muscle. It's like a protective armor, and like, and it's like, no, you would douche and lube up so fast if I was like, please present the whole, like, but you were trying to act too cool. And so that other people wouldn't know that because if you like me, you didn't want people to think that you wanted to have power over me.
No, I know you have a fan base, and that was your identity. I
don't have a fan base. I have a small, cute little fan base.
No, you had.
They're the little, yeah, they're the Crushies, man. The Crushies are the shit.
I know, and I know that they are, and I see that, and I love that for you. But back in the day, when you were talking about my book, before we were filming and everything, when we really didn't like each other, I was so frustrated. I said you have this perception that you're this big, large, whatever. You're not. You are nice, whatever. I'm not saying that. And
I don't think that's what you said on the first episode.
I said that Crush seems like this. Seems like.
Yeah, I don't think you said the second part. Oh, he's actually like a really nice guy. I don't think you said that part. I think, unless they cut it out, but like I don't.
I said a lot of things, but they cut a lot of them out. But no, I mean, yes, I was aggressive in the confessionals, but only because I felt like I didn't know what the hell you were gonna say, and I needed to make it known. This is the idea, or this is what I've been informed of, and obviously I didn't feel that.
Oh, guess who just joined the Instagram?
Honky Tonk Hooker.
No, Bart. Bart just said hi.
Bart.
Bart, one of the owners of Johnson's that doesn't really show his face.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Bart.
Sorry.
Not sorry.
What happened?
I just think, because I remember when I was it the last episode where I talked about how we have to pay to work at the club?
Yeah.
Matt sent me a very angry text message about that.
Why?
Because I guess he was like, that's not true. And I'm like, yes, it is. I don't think I got it wrong. Remember, I said it's like $5-10. It's like $5. Yeah, but I said it's like $5-10, right? If you show up at like 6, and then it goes up like 10 or 20 bucks every hour after that, depending on what day it is, what time it is, and how many dancers there are. I don't think I said anything incorrect there. I just don't think that they don't want people to know that they're not paying us. In fact, we're paying them.
We're independent contractors. We make our own schedule.
Yeah, but people don't know that we pay the club.
I look at it as rent.
No, I know, but like, most people think that we get a base salary.
That is true.
Yeah, which is not like. Have you ever gone home in the negative? Yeah, I've gone home in the negative quite a few times. Yeah, I remember one of my most when I was still TikToking. One of my worst nights ever was like one of my most viral videos on TikTok. I was like, I was so gaudied out too. I was wearing the most gaudy outfit that day. And I was like, I just made $6 in 6 hours. And I paid $20 to work. So I lost $14 a night. Like I put on a thong and lost $14. And people don't understand how mentally tough you have to be to then go the next day
Or if you're
with a
driving
good
an
attitude.
hour to work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're like
And feel like you're
am I ugly? And it's even worse because like there's nights where all the other dancers are making money, but you're not.
Yes, there's nights where I'm watching people get $100 bill, and I've not even made $5, and I'm like, am I ugly?
Yeah, no, I would say
Watching it happen.
I would say at least if you work 5 nights in a week, at least 2 of them, you're going home like, man, am I ugly? You know, like at least 2 of them. And then but then the funny thing is, this is what we don't do as dancers. When we do have the good night, which the good nights can be extremely good. Like people don't realize like the extremes it's a wide spectrum, just like sexuality. Like you can make thousands. And on those nights, you're just like, you don't go, oh, okay, it balanced out. You're like, oh, I want it to be like this every night. I need to make it like this every night. And like, that's also toxic, to think like that. Like, you're not just appreciative that night the right people came in and they liked you and manned up and went in. But
he's lived twice as much time on this planet than I have.
The amount of times you talk about my age.
Well, you made it very clear early on that you were older and more mature and that.
When did I do that? I just said that you were young and a baby.
The day that we had our first ever hoo-ha before we even had a TV show.
I'm not young and used up already.
Wait. Did you hear what you said and then what I said?
The house. It's been a long day.
Why are you here on the outside? Crush definitely thinks he is hot shit. Or he's just grounded and secure within himself. I mean, he is.
I don't know why it says he thinks he's just grounded in himself. What is that? That must have been like an editing mistake. I wouldn't have said he's grounded in himself. What was I actually saying there? I don't know.
I don't know. You're right. It doesn't really make sense.
But I wouldn't have said he's grounded.
All right, but listen to what we say to each other. I forgot this. Like we both said some gnarly shit to each other.
I'm literally my jaw's on the ground. I'm like, there's no way.
Twice as much time on this planet than I have. Because you're old and washed up doesn't mean.
Just because you're old and washed up. Okay.
I'm not young and used up already.
At least I'm not young and used up already.
That was good, and I said I'm fresh.
I'm fresh. You said you're
Look at my face. I'm like aggressive.
You are such a little demon twink in this show. Oh my god.
Look at me. I'm like moved towards him.
Come on, let's line up, guys. Let's line up.
Look at
I have to admit, some of those photos that you took recently, you look like a young James Dean.
Wait, the ones on the photo shoot from my headshots, like
the ones that you just sent me recently. You posted one of them recently.
Yes.
After that photo shoot, every time I see you, I'm thinking young James Dean.
I've been told that before too.
Yeah.
Pause before you go. Fucking Silas's face. He was the epitome of like.
Here, wait. There he is, right there. This is Silas here on the right, like all the way on the right behind Jax.
Ellie's laughing because he knows that we're going out. Look, he's trying to break it up.
Silas is so anti-confrontational. Like
Silas would not budge. I would like try to poke him a little bit just to see if he would get a reaction out of him. Nothing, even joking. But Ellie was just backing up, trying to.
Let's line up, guys. Let's line up. Let's stick together. All right, let's try some of these. Let's try some of these. Jax, where are you? Over here. Everybody over here.
That's the picture on the article that we looked. These are good. Wow. Oh my god.
They really shadowed us pretty hard, though.
Yeah, but where did these pictures go? I've never seen...
you're right. Like, they've done a terrible job of giving us promotional material.
Yeah, I got asked to be a collab on me kissing Silas the Poem. Like, can I get a picture from Anthony's photo shoot at least? That would look good on my Instagram.
Yeah, I know. We need to call Matt about that.
My dick looks huge. Right there.
All right, yeah. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Get away from the crew for a second.
Those who live in glass houses shall not thirst.
Okay, you know how if you draw a penis on a Post-it note, and then you draw the same size penis on an 8x11 piece of paper, the one on the Post-it note looks bigger, even though it's technically the same size.
What are you getting at?
So because you're really skinny and small, you look...
Here he goes, everybody. Here he goes. See? He's projecting because he's large and charged. Go ahead, Crushies. Back him up. Here you go. Here he goes.
Dude, we've had some... Hold up. The Crushies and the Jacksies have been going at each other a little bit in the comment sections. Like,
and
you
we're
built...
laughing behind the scenes because we think it's hilarious. But
You
guys are
built...
dead serious.
You built a little army yourself. I mean, it's a cute, tiny little army. And
Here
the
Crushies
Crushies vastly outnumber the Jacksies.
I just want to let you guys know.
Also, the Crushies are more enlightened. I think they're a smarter group than the Jacksies. I think the Jacksies are drama queens, and they're like, when a group of girls gets together and they're just like, "Oh my God, girl, you look so amazing," even though they think she looks like shit.
You know what? And now he's being sexist.
That's a lot, right? Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know, man. I haven't seen you in like a year, talked to you in a year, and you just seem a little different. I wanted to make sure you're cool.
Yeah, no.
Oh, this got heavy fast. Oh my God.
Yes. And I'm going to learn a lot because I had no idea what was going on. I know that you guys were with each other a lot, but I was off with like Silas, Ellie, even Tarzan. Like we were like at dinner and I didn't know where the hell you guys were. Like I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not supposed to know.
All right. So I won't, for the sake of his privacy, I will not say anything. Like I'll let him, I'm sure someone will interview him or something at some point about this and I'll let him say it. But basically what I think you gather from the show is I've known Damien for a few years, pretty much since I started dancing. And when I met him, we were both sober about the same amount of time. I think it was like 6 or 7 years. We both were 6 or 7 years sober and like we bonded over that. And then obviously I left Florida and went back to Texas for a while. When I came back, he obviously relapsed to me.
When you came back for
the show.
Okay.
Yeah, like he had obviously relapsed and so as a fellow addict, I tried to be there for him essentially. And me and Damien, we're close when we're in the same area. Like we're close. Like I would say he was probably the one I was the closest with on the show.
Oh no, I'm good. I just have a little bit of a headache today, and all the chaos and everything. It's kind of. I'm good.
We're okay, right?
No, yeah, for sure. I'm so happy to see you. I had to take a little time off, but it's good. It's good.
Okay, this is what he's like.
It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too. Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Ooh, he gave me a fake smile.
I gotta say something. I think a lot of times people think that it's TV that like we know what's going. Like, there were times where it's not scripted, but they would say we're gonna go do a photo shoot. So we walk in the room. I don't know what that means. What are we doing the photo shoot for? Like they don't tell you everything. So when things were happening with Damien, like when we were in the hot tub and he was at the dock, they're like, "Don't worry about it," and we're like, "Oh, don't worry about it." Like I don't know. And then I'm like, maybe I'm supposed to ask, or maybe I'm not supposed to. But you don't want to, go off on a tangent or this, that, and the other. So I was just so confused. But I was like, I know that you guys were, there was something, but I just was informed a lot right there. So.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Hey Tarzan.
I got something for y'all.
Oh God.
So y'all know
his outfit looked nice. That he was
That is a very Tarzan outfit. Like it matches him.
It's also like a good outfit for TV. Like that's like a good like.
That is an out TV outfit.
Yeah.
Like
my outfits were literal hand-me-downs from my friend.
I
David.
looked like I was a plumber.
I looked homeless.
Scooby Doodles says hi, Jax.
Do a bonding moment.
Scooby.
Okay, I didn't come on the show for nothing, but the game is actually going to be this. I want you guys to write down a deep, personalized question that we can all discuss and actually get to know each other a little bit better. Does that make sense?
Do you think the producers made him do this? Because this is not a Tarzan thing.
Well, you'll see what I said. If they put what I said, then yeah, I don't think that.
Do we get?
I'm sure they didn't ask me to do it.
Of course you do.
Oh, okay.
Do you want a pencil?
But they had me
I'm just surprised that you're the one doing the bonding exercise, but I'm gonna not complain.
All right, cool. I had a different bondage kind of game that I thought of, but I was like, no.
I thought that was more your vibe.
So I feel like, mind you, I know you guys from work. I know you guys from being out and about, which has made this experience a lot more easier for me to cope with. Personally speaking, I've dealt with a lot of trust issues in the past.
3 seconds of just silence.
If we get a season 2, we're gonna like make it our mission to make Silas
mad
or something
emotional. Not like in a mean way, but like make him mad, just like make him like go crazy.
Like even if we just jump scare him or something.
Yeah, like yeah, not fake drama. Like literally try to like get him to like get him.
Because like he's so anti-confrontational. Like he's like one of those guys that like will never say to you that he doesn't like your food if you make him food. Like he won't be like he'll just be like, oh, this is really good. Yeah, I really like this. He's that guy.
Oh my gosh.
So this is gonna help me kind of get to know you guys a little bit more on your personal, so we can kind of just have a little more ease with our feng shui. And
I liked your outfit in this.
Does that make sense?
With the glasses.
Yeah. You're first.
I hate to go first. Okay. Who's most likely to date a customer?
Like,
I remember this.
Me too.
Let me think about it. Hey, Jax.
No. There's no way.
Like,
yes. I was thinking exactly that.
Yeah, this was slightly badly edited, but to be fair, it's such a low budget show and they had to film 6 episodes in 5 days. Like it was like, so I mean, I think they did all right, knowing with how rushed and low budget this was. I think they did.
What did someone say the lighting was weird?
Their mics were off sometimes too, like not capturing the sound well.
I was gonna say exactly.
Unless we're talking shit.
Why do you think that?
Yeah.
I don't like.
They just kept saying my name. I remember everyone kept saying Jack. Like, why? Why is it me?
I'm surprised you didn't think it would be you out of that group of guys.
I'm the only one out of all of you fuckers. I don't know about Tarzan. I can't speak for him. I'm the only one that's never been in a relationship. Ever.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense.
That's why I was like, I get like, oh, ha, ha, yeah, me, but because I'm like, whatever. But even then I was just like, no, I've never even dated anybody. How am I going to date a customer?
You do seem like someone that would never be able to be in a relationship. Well, like you have like commitment issues. Like because you live in Miami, like and like there's too many options. Like you don't want to ever like.
I know they're like texting me now. I'm like, just
shut the fuck up.
I would get this one. If you had to sleep with someone from the cast, who would it be and why?
Oh. Where's that sweater at?
I don't like to think of any of you guys as something.
Just answer the question.
Okay, but it's weird. I'm not really doing this series to like fuck anybody. I didn't bring my douche because
I did not just say that. I did not just say that. No, I didn't.
I was trying to be good, and I knew that if I didn't bring it, then I wouldn't be sitting on anything. I used to have a crush.
Just answer the question.
Okay, but it's weird. I'm not really doing this doing this series to like fuck anybody. I didn't bring my douche because I was trying to be good, and I knew that if I didn't bring it, then I wouldn't be sitting on anything.
No.
I used to have a crush on.
Just answer the question.
Okay, but it's weird. I'm not really doing this series to like fuck anybody. I didn't bring my douche because I was trying to be good, and I knew that if I didn't bring it, then I wouldn't be sitting on anything. I used to have something.
Just answer the
That
question.
is the
Okay, but
most.
it's weird. I'm not really doing this
Like-
series to like fuck anybody. I didn't bring my douche because I was trying to be good, and I knew that if I didn't bring it, then I wouldn't be sitting on anything. I used to have a crush on Ellie, but
That should be the trailer for the show. Like, I'm
It
clipping
is,
that right now. I hit the clip button. I'm gonna post that on every social media platform I have. Just
I-
that. No context. I am gonna cut just your interview out of that show and spread it everywhere.
Okay, do you understand that? You know how I was being like mean in the confessionals, like I was like talking shit on you and whatever. I was like, okay, I have to be reacting in the moment, like how was I feeling in that moment? So I'm just like, I think that he's whatever. I do not remember saying that, and I wasn't partying or drinking. It was 9 a.m. in the morning. I just woke up. That's why I was saying that earlier. I just woke up, and I was tired. I was worried I wasn't even going to be witty enough to like say anything because I was just so tired. I don't remember saying that, and I also am like, why would I say that? Why did I say that on television? That's like on the internet. That's everywhere right now.
Hey, I've done much worse things that are on the internet.
Well, we all know that, but
Like, I've done horrible, ungodly, terrible, sinful acts on the internet for $4 a month.
But, yeah. But now we're like friend zone.
Now we're friend zone.
And okay, I'm just gonna
At
say
least
crush.
such a little. He knows I'm gonna be crazy.
Only because.
I knew it.
Only because.
I look how you have your legs over both of us.
Literal whore. Like, what am I doing?
Spread eagle.
And why did I have my legs on
couldn't
you?
stand
'Cause I did. I guess I was. I guess I was being nice now at this point.
I mean,
We did go back and forth between like bantering and loving each other in the show many times. It like started getting hard. I like would wake up and be like, "Wait, are me and Jax fighting?"
I would ask.
Like like
I would ask her. I'm like, am I so mad at him right now? I don't know.
Thought you were attractive. Like you have the muscles, and you have like you're all like chill. I like chill.
You have muscles and you're all chill.
All right, I want you guys to remember that little statement that he just made. All right.
I couldn't stand
Oh my
you.
god, they're gonna do pyros.
You know. But
I mean,
I
you
was
got
just- but,
you
like-
had your past crush, and now you got your new crush.
Okay,
That's why you got
This
your
is-
legs spread both ways, baby.
oh my god.
Jax told me that he wanted to fuck me. I'm gonna give him a lot of credit because I know he didn't want to say that. because
I
he-
said something really funny here, and I'm mad they cut it out. I have to say it. I was like,
that
oh wait,
beef
never mind.
in
I don't think I said it then.
And he
Never mind.
like a lot of times we're kind of set on resenting someone. It made me more attracted to him.
Oh,
I don't-
that was
I
sweet of you.
wouldn't
You were really
fuck you.
nice.
Or obviously I wouldn't fuck you, but
I would fuck you.
I know you. Well, you would.
Ooh, okay.
I'm not sexually attracted to crush.
Why do I keep saying that?
What? Like, you're so full of shit, dude.
I didn't want to be a whore on the show.
Did you
I
not
didn't
think I would watch the show later? You are the dumbest.
I knew you would watch the
You
show.
are like
a
you are like one of those blonde valley girls. Like, remember when we used to you're not old enough for this, but we used to make
Hey,
these
here he
jokes.
goes again. He's too
we
old. I'm
we
too
used to make
young.
these jokes of like a blonde, a redhead, and a brunette walk into a bar, and the blonde's always like the dumbest one. You're like, that's you.
I'm doing like a clearing, like an energy clearing.
I don't remember
think
any of
stripping-
this.
I'm doing like a clearing, like an energy clearing.
Do you think stripping has changed the way?
I'm doing like a clearing.
I was doing a clearing for real because they kept asking me questions, and I was like, I
Do
gotta
you think
clear this
stripping
out of my
has
psyche.
changed the way you see yourself? I feel like stripping has like helped my self-esteem, honestly.
I
agree with that. I agree.
There are some negative comments, but a lot of those people are hyping you the hell up.
Don't you think that goes against the stigma?
Yeah.
Like, because people kind of see it as a degrading job because we're
totally.
treated as objects. But like, I found that like it's done a ton for my
Correct.
self-esteem.
Same for me. I walk down the street, I know I look good, feel good, look good all the time. I don't have that.
I don't necessarily think what Tarzan's thinking, but I definitely will say that you do have more control at this job than you do at most other jobs. Like, you have the power of consent. Which, like, at a corporate job, if Judy tells you to do something or she talks to you in a nasty way or in a condescending way, like your boss or something, like, you can't do anything about it. You just have being a dancer.
That insecurity of how I look, or
Can't leave, you have hours. That's
somebody else, like, oh, you're a stripper, you're this, you're that. I'm like, bro, you wish you could do what I do.
And most people who have shit to say about our job would never succeed at our job.
No.
Like, no one would pay to make you take your clothes off.
Literally.
Questions for the panel. Do you feel degraded or objectified? No, it depends on how you take it when people do it. Yes, people try to degrade me and objectify me all the time, but I don't let them. You know, like, I don't know.
Like 2 songs was too much money and wanted to know if I go home.
Yeah, and you get to just be like, no.
And trying to constantly unbutton his pants, and I'm like, no, and I just walked out. Got the money. No.
It's always that person.
It's always that person that's saying something.
Yeah.
I would love any advice you have for me as a newcomer. For me, I know you're like a veteran of the industry, and I'm,
thank you.
You know, pretty new to this world.
The club life, they can easily chew you out and spit you out.
That was
You gotta always be in control of your surroundings. The moment you feel like you may have drunk a little bit too much, smoked a little bit too much, did a little bit of too much of something.
I know nightlife can be a slippery slope. I feel like
sure can.
Even more so with stripping.
I've been a victim too. I'm just not just saying it just to talk, but I've been there. You gotta always have your morals in place, always have your mind focused. You set those ground rules for you now, it'll guide you for the long term. Now, how do you feel about your feminine energy versus your masculine energy when you're on the floor?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of it depends on the music too. Like, you know, if Britney's playing, I'm inclined to dance more feminine. But
can we pause for
just from what I've witnessed?
Okay, maybe I'm speaking too soon, but I was confused why Tarzan was asking that question. I mean, that's a prominent question. We talk about polarity, like within my yoga practice and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe Silas will answer it next. Is he asking because the typical genre of men there are macho, like what I used to perceive you as kind of vibe?
I think so. Let's hear.
At Johnson's, it's very like stiff, macho, and I feel like that.
You just can never wait and listen, can you?
That's what the people want to tip you for. I definitely have some mixed feelings coming into the club, seeing these big guys who a lot of whom are straight being like prized for their masculinity. It's tough finding the balance between.
I wish they had one of the straight. I know they asked a lot of them, but none of them said yes because they're like secretly dancing at that club. But I really do wish they actually had one of the straight guys on, because I think that would have that's actually the case 90% of the time. Like, most dancers aren't like any of us.
They couldn't get any of them, and that's what's slightly annoying, which I'm glad they had you though. But you're an embodied case of like.
Yeah, but I'm still queer, like, you know,
Yeah,
so it's like, thing, it's not like I'm straight passing.
Yeah, but they do. Are we gonna get into that right now? But I mean, they don't identify as that, but they're still doing. Some of them still do stuff.
I will say they do the most for the least.
Yes, I always say they're more gay than I am.
Mm-hmm.
And like,
I will say though. I will say this. Maybe I should go gay for pay, because gay for free is really exhausting sometimes.
The monetization of my body.
Thank you for the
I
follow.
dance in New York. I can do whatever I want. I can be femme. I can be gay. Here, it's a little more macho. that's how you make your money.
With everything in the club and stuff like that, yeah, people are gonna try to step on your toes. People are gonna be sharks and everything like that. Understand that everybody's not your friend in the club. Everybody's in the club to make money. When I'm in the club, I'm not there to be your friend. I'm sorry. Love you down. I'm out there to make my bag and go the fuck home. Everybody.
I actually don't like that advice. Because that is how you get jaded. I think it's better to have friends at the club and to make friends so that you have positive interactions while you're working.
If I didn't have Ellie, I would have been in a lot of trouble.
So I used to listen to dancers who told me exactly this, and I had that same mindset. And I think when you met me, I still had that mindset a little bit. And at one point, I was like, this is dumb. Like, I'm not enjoying being like this. And like, I'm going to make some friends. And then I made friends, you know, like I think me and you were a little bit better by the time I left. And I made friends with Dante and Sawyer and Gemini. Me and Gemini became like more friendly. Like we would hang out, and it just made the days a lot easier because we were friends with each other while we were working. And like, because for the first 2 years of me dancing, I think I was just like, I'm here to make money. I'm not, fuck all you guys, you know, and like that is shitty, you know. And so I don't like that advice. And a lot of dancers give that advice and they say it as if it's like a, you know, like I'm about my business. I'm bullshit. Like, you know, I think that's a very macho statement that is unnecessary in and of itself, you know.
And there's enough for everybody. Like, I can say that confidently because I don't look like a lot of the guys there, but you could both have someone the same body as you, for example, or whatever. You put the next other, somebody's going to like you more, no matter what. Every time. You don't, there's no reason to be that jaded. I'm only jaded, I can tell, because of the consent, because of the protection, because of I don't want to be chewed up because I am so small and I look like whatever. But with the dancers, I'm always so nice. I mean, sometimes I'm a little too nice, sometimes I'm a little flirting with them. I mean, I've never slept. Well, one time. Well, I guess
I've hooked up with dancers.
Twice I've hooked up with dancers.
I think I've hooked up 2 or 3 times with dancer colleagues.
But it's not something I'm doing. Like, it's not what I'm going. Like, it's not.
No, neither do I. But I'll tell you a story. One time at a club, not at Johnson's. I mean, this did kind of happen at Johnson's, but not as dramatically. But like you said, like everyone assumes I'm one of the straight guys whenever I show up to a club. And then for the first like few days, few weeks, that's like the straight dudes are super chill and like bro-y with me. You know, like they're like, what's up, bro? How you doing? Like, well, you know, oh, I got some pussy last night. Yeah. Like, you know, like that's how they act with me. And like, I remember one time where this happened, like me and another dancer were kind of flirting in the locker room, and we just kissed like a peck when we were leaving. Like we said bye to each other and gave each other a kiss. And none of the straight guys treated me the same after that. How common are workplace romances? Very uncommon. Right? You would agree? Like, yeah, like that.
There's like one couple, and then they break up, and then one dates somebody else. But it's like
it's insanely uncommon. Remember, most of the dancers are straight. Like 90% of them are straight, so like they're not hooking up with each other.
And the gay ones are like girls,
and they're all cheating on their girlfriends.
He's out there competing for the same dollars that you are, with the same people that you are.
I'm the newbie of the group. I'm the least experienced at stripping out of anyone in this cast.
He doesn't give himself enough credit. He's been go-go dancing for a while.
I know.
Like,
and he's an amazing OnlyFans creator, and he acts like he's. I mean, I think maybe he was just trying to play like the part of being the newbie, but
he had more subscribers than me when we met. Yeah, like,
I'm surrounded by a lot of big personalities, so I'm trying to find my footing at the.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Turn it. 90% of dancers at gay clubs are straight. 90 fucking percent. I would argue it's about like if we have 55 people, or let's make it 60, 6 of them are queer.
Club and within this group of people.
Who let me wear a scarecrow fucking shirt? Like I look like I got
Crush. What's up, babe?
Oh God, I remember this.
Why do you always have something to say about my milk?
I don't remember you having milk, but like, why are you drinking milk?
I didn't know he was recording. I thought he was just fiddling.
The production was sitting in the kitchen, and I was like,
He was like fiddling with the camera. He wasn't holding it like this. He was like, he had it like.
I remember this, and I did not think that they were filming either because they were all in.
They were having like their little meeting over there at the dining room table.
Yes, talking with Marie, and then they were like eating tea, and they were like fucking with wires and shit. I was like, what are they doing? I was hungry. Yeah. I don't even eat hot dogs. That's what's embarrassing about it.
Like you?
I don't even.
Yeah. That was interesting. What you said.
It's funny how far we've come from where we met.
Yeah, you couldn't stand me, and I really could not stand you. But it wasn't until like living here and being in the same house, you know.
We got to know each other a little better. You're not as annoying as I thought.
You're getting red like a peach, dude.
Oh, what's going on? Right now in real life or on the camera?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I read your book.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
I can tell. Because if you read it, you would have acted a little bit differently.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you say that?
Yeah, you just still seem a little bit out of alignment. Oh.
You just leave. You just left, and I'm like,
Squirt the mustard all over the face.
Wait, I have a picture of the mustard.
Wait, did you do that on purpose? Or...
No, I literally was like flustered. I'm like, what just happened? I never, ever, ever would have expected that to happen. And hold on, I have to pull the picture. It's right here. Give me 1 second. I have a picture of the fucking mustard.
Oh my god.
And I was like, this is a monumental experience. All right, we filmed
500
before I
is
went to
good.
film,
And it's not going to be like that.
I remember I was like, I'm
every
taking a
night.
picture of this
Some
mustard.
night.
I remember this. We're gonna.
What happened?
I remember this conversation because I remember talking to Frankie about this.
I remember this. I was like, I wanted to walk out, but I couldn't leave the set. They were like, no, you gotta stay.
Nights are going to be way worse. In fact, a lot of nights. Like my biggest night ever, I think, was 4,800. Yeah. It was like on a Wednesday.
There's the mustard, by the way. I took a picture of it.
Yeah, send me that, bro. Send me that. All right. I think this is where Silas made 500 that first night that he worked. And I was trying to like manage his expectations because because of the thing we talked about earlier about how like you're gonna have a lot more bad nights than good nights, and like you have to like not let it like because otherwise it'll be an emotional roller coaster. So I was trying to do that, and then Tarzan, he just came in and dropped a bomb on that.
Every night?
Yeah.
Some nights are going to be way worse. In fact, a lot of nights. Like my biggest night ever, I think, was 4,800. Yeah. It was like on a Wednesday.
That's insane.
You know, because all you need is like one or two people. And but it
takes one customer.
To be fair, this was a few years ago. Like you can ask Tarzan. Like the industry's kind of changed a little bit. Yeah. Like we used to.
By the way, I said that because I like tried Tarzan. Like I'm trying to help this guy not become a jaded stripper. Can you help me here?
Really make big money.
Wait, what did you say? You cut out for a second.
Right there, I was like, I tried to bring Tarzan into that conversation to be like, yo, help manage this guy's expectations to be more realistic.
I never capped $4,000 in one night.
We got in too late.
Yeah, we're late to the game.
Y'all can't guess how much the most I made in one night.
What was the most you made?
Just take a guess.
7.
7? No.
10?
No.
Are we
hot, warm, cold?
Up or down?
Up.
Well.
What? Of $10,000?
Like up of 10? I never believe strippers when they tell me about how much money they've made or make.
What did you do?
Baby, don't worry about what was done.
Oh my god.
All at the club?
Yes. You didn't leave.
I didn't leave the club. I didn't leave to go to nobody's house.
In the back?
I didn't do no private.
15.
Nope.
20?
Nope.
We don't even need to say anything.
So you got a new car.
I don't even
you
know
got a car. Someone gave you a car.
Did someone buy you something or they give you this was cash?
Cash and gratuity.
When you went to the bank, what did they?
Cash and gratuity.
This is cash.
Cash and gratuity.
When you went to the bank,
What is gratuity and cash like?
Gratuity is a tip, isn't it? When you go to a restaurant, they say gratuity is included or gratuity is not included. It's a tip. Why? What's anger?
He's being very crafty with his words.
Like, what do they like?
That is true. Who even taught you something?
I mean, I go for like.
You've been here for.
Like I had an exact number.
Yeah.
Like, and it was cash. Here's how I made it. You know, I didn't like leave it up for interpretation.
Yeah. And things happen, I think, when you get. I mean, I've gotten big checks before, like 10 grand, but not. But from Chatterbait, it's a different story. It's not one night here as a lap dance.
And what year was this?
This was literally 2 years ago, actually. Actually, no, we're in 2025, so 2022.
So 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah. Look at my face. I'm just
So what was the number?
La-di-da.
Also, we don't. There's no place in the club where someone is paying with a credit card and signing gratuity. Like we're not bottle service boys.
We make cash and cash only.
Yeah, cash and cash only. We're not even allowed. We're not allowed to take digital payment like Venmo, Cash App, stuff like that.
Someone could say we like rob them.
Right. We're not allowed to take digital payment, and if we are taking digital payment, we're not allowed to, but we're doing it.
I made $55K in one night.
That's a salary.
It wasn't cold hard.
55K.
The down payment on a house, babe.
That's more than my down payment on my house.
Cash.
It's
This
a
person
salary.
bought him some
like
things
Tyler said,
that added up to that value. A lot of dancers do that. They like inflate how much they're making to because.
And I don't want to accuse him. I mean, it really could have happened. But I know one thing about me. I don't know if you agree with this. I'm very private with my finances in general.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're helping me, right? And you can have access to that information.
Right. But
when the guy's like, oh, 600, I'm like, yeah, I'm up at 8. I'm lying. I don't discuss what I'm making to you in the back.
Right. And then what you say is, yeah, I don't talk about that. But you don't make it all vague. like when if people make it vague, I just assume they're full of shit. You know, like that's like
it's just something you just don't do, because then again, you're now again putting someone not down, but you're again putting this expectation that if they're not making that one night or something, that they're not doing their job, or they're ugly, or this or the other. I mean, like when I'm at the club sometimes and I'm at $200 and I see them count 5, I'm like, what the fuck's wrong? Like, oh my God, I gotta eat, I gotta go to the gym, and then they're all eating in the back and they're talking about the customer.
I'm definitely more transparent about it because I just don't give a shit if you know how much I make. But the other thing is, like, a lot of people think I make or have a lot more money than I do because I'm an OF creator, and so like there's this not stigma, but like people think that because you do OF that you're rich, and I'm like, I make a full-time living, but I don't make like more than just like most people my age.
Around in Miami.
Right. Like I've posted my like screenshots of my income. Like it's not significant. It's not bad, but it's not in like the hundreds of thousands a year or something like that, So like, but that's like, I've become even more because since I started OF after dancing and like got a small following on social media, I cannot tell you how many people have asked me to borrow money, like, or to invest in something. And I'm like, I don't have more money now than I did dancing. Like I have less.
Frowned upon by so many people, I feel like you almost have to compensate. It's not that he exaggerated; he just like cleverly phrased it.
I think I said.
So careful with your words there.
Yeah, but I think I hit it on the head. I hit the nail on the head there. He cleverly phrased that.
I've made like 30K in a month.
Yeah, I've made like.
And even that month that I made 30K, it was insanely lucky. And like I had a guy that was like, oh, insanely rich, and he had a very specific fetish that was easy to do, and like he was basically a fendom client, so like those are super rare, and I just was so lucky, and I haven't had a month like that ever again.
That's doable.
I've done that, but it was like I had 2 regulars that fell in love with me, and they were very wealthy.
I'm so not wanting to get guy, I feel bad. So I was trying to absorb things, and I'm just like, yeah, one guy takes one guy.
Cleared it out for you guys. Oh, thank you.
Of course.
They recorded this too? Holy shit.
You look a little different than when I saw you last
Where
night.
was I for dinner?
What's going on?
He's peeping behind that corner in that hallway. That's this.
The camera guy?
Mm-hmm.
So you remember I was in recovery before.
Yeah, you couldn't see. They had so much shit.
Being the only other sober guy in the house that had, battled with drug addiction, I felt it was my duty almost to like check in on him and make sure he's okay.
I'm just coming back off.
Doesn't help that I do look like a biker. That deals.
You look more like tough in this than you do or than you did. It's weird. You feel that in this episode?
2 months.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry, man.
I mean, me too.
Yeah.
These things happen.
How long were you sober before?
Okay, well
you
that
left?
explains what.
Just gotten 6 years.
Okay. And how long were you out?
I was out for 2 months.
Okay, it's not too bad, but a lot can happen in 2 months.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot can happen.
So I can tell you did a lot of damage in that 2 months.
It was a wild, awful 2 months.
I'm sorry, man. I'm glad you're back.
Thank you. I mean,
what happened?
So, you know how these things kind of form in our heads before we act on them?
They added the music.
I have been sort of contemplating like whether or
not
I
don't hear anything.
Wanted to be
I'm reading.
clean, if it wasn't necessary in my life anymore, if I went through a breakup with somebody that I loved very much, but we were both kind of.
I never been through a breakup, but I just feel it. Like you can just feel the.
Breakups, I think, are the number one thing that make people relapse.
Really?
In 10 years, I've been sober 10 years this month. I think, and the history that I've been sober, the number one reason why people around me have relapsed has been a breakup or just some sort of issue with a situationship or relationship.
Think about how many people die after someone after a heartbreak, or even someone like their husband dies, and they die like 3 months later. It's the same. It's so profound.
Especially with men. Because I don't think, even in the gay community, I don't think we talk about our feelings enough. It's like, even in the gay community, it's kind of stigma. Like men don't talk.
Yeah.
Doing so well mentally, and I guess I'm used to being baby, being the one getting taken care of, and when I had to start.
Was there a new guy?
After we broke up, I did start seeing a new guy. Yes.
What happened there?
And so
nothing good.
No. This was somebody I had known for a long time, actually, and we worked together and spent a lot of time together.
What I'm thinking right here is like, I've heard this and I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I'm like, fuck, I've heard this story so many times. Like
you're actually just sympathizing. You're like,
I'm like, God damn, like I've heard so many people be like, I met this new person and things were toxic and I relapsed. Like I've heard that story.
I'm so proud of him being vulnerable enough to just like, I know that sometimes we didn't know they were filming us, but we did know that there was cameras around, like in the wall or whatever. And we knew that whatever we said would be heard at all points, right? And I'm just so like kind of proud of him for being able to talk about these things on the grounds of the set.
I am proud of him too, because none of us really understand how many people he could be helping by sharing this story.
That's exactly why I think that I'm proud of him, because so many people right now that are watching this are being not saved, but they're being aided.
They don't feel alone.
Exactly.
And then like the other thing is like the show is a lot of drama, but like I think this shows that we're also human. We're also just people, like, because I think people dehumanize SWs a lot, and
and they just think that we're all like on
this
drugs.
This drama, dramatic, and like I think that I'm glad Matt included this in the show to show that we're human.
And he is also a nightlife person and is very much into partying and going out and stuff like that. And I was so infatuated with this person. He'd want to go out to the club, to the strip club, to here, to there, whatever, and get fucked up. And I'd go with him sober. And he'd be like, oh, I wish you could get fucked up with me. You know, like if you're ever gonna fuck it up, make sure you do it with me. I want to make sure that everything's okay. This, that, and the other thing. And that was like the cosign that I needed to be like,
your excuse.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Let me use this. Well, he said it's okay, so that must mean it's okay, right?
I went on a 2-month hellacious, horrendous, awful, terrible relapse with not only drugs and alcohol, but also not taking care of my mental health. I suffer from really, really bad depression, and that's like a constant spiral in my head too. Like, I'm always sad, I'm always crying, except when I'm fucked up. I can drink my problems away. I can spend the money I should be spending on food, on an 8-ball, which I'll do by myself in my house alone, cutting up lines on a mirror next to my bed all night long, doing that for 3 days at a time until I finally have to drink myself to sleep. And I'm the whole time sitting there telling myself like, this is fine. This is fine. And then tomorrow you'll stop. And of course, tomorrow I wake up and I'm like, wow, I feel like shit. I could really go for cocaine and alcohol and start the whole bullshit all over again.
Fuck, that got heavy really fast. I will say, I will say, it's funny because Damien is so positive and happy and loving all the time. Like he's probably the most wholesome. He's probably the best person on that show. And it's so funny how it's those people who are always struggling the most. And I think it's like they're trying to make everybody happy around them and never because they're so like they're dealing with something inside. And I can totally relate to that because that's how I was when I was using. And like I definitely got more like I feel I'm gonna call him after this because I haven't talked to him in a couple months, but like I really understand what he's going through and like it's crazy. It's always the fucking nicest person in the room that is like dealing with the most demons.
Or the quiet one.
Yeah.
Out the time that I was using, a lot of the time I really did miss my ex, and a lot of the time I really did regret ending that relationship. I'm like, wow, I took a really good life and just like threw it away. The fog is lifting and things are becoming more and more clear. I'm like, damn, I really had a person that actually like, I don't want to like really get upset
make me
because
cry.
it's like so corny and stupid. To be that diva like crying on the camera, like, oh, I'm so sad. But
this is not like,
you know,
this
it
is
wasn't
so
like
raw.
he didn't care about me because of like
deep.
what I could give
not
him.
just,
He didn't
like,
care about me
surface
because
level.
of like what he could take from me. Like we were two people genuinely that like understood each other.
I don't know what made you come back, but I'm so happy that you came back because like I would have too much of an ego to come back after going out. I'm a recovering addict. I've been sober for almost a decade now. I'm glad I'm sober. I was sober many years before I ever got into sex work because I can't imagine what I would have been like if I was doing this line of work while I was still in active addiction. I've watched a lot of people, you know, lose the battle to addiction. And I'm very aware that most people don't win. I have almost 10 years and
When I first got sober, I got sober in a halfway house with like 17 guys. Within the first 2 years, 14 of them died.
I was going to ask you, is it true? And this is an ignorant question because I just don't know. But I've heard rumors are that everyone just does drugs in the halfway house. Is that true?
No, so I was in a yes and no. There's a lot of people you're not allowed to obviously and we get drug tested every 2 days or 3 days. Like it's insane. And yeah, 2 of them died while I was in the house with them. My roommate died. I came back one day and there was an ambulance and he died. He had overdosed. And I think a lot of people died then because I got sober right when fentanyl hit the market. And a lot of the, you know, heroin users got sober and then fentanyl hit the market. They went back out now this stuff had fentanyl in it, so the same dose that they could do to get high before would kill them now. And that's what was killing a lot of the people who were trying to get sober. And like I got to the point where like I had lost so many people around me that like if people were trying to get sober and I felt they weren't ready and their main thing was heroin, I was like, don't if you're not like 100% sure, like don't get sober because this is how you die. Like you go back out and the same dose that you used to get high on will now kill you. And yeah, dude, I've lost people in my family. I lost two really close friends that I think we were both sober 4 or 5 years and they relapsed and died within a week. One of them died of relapse. Like literally, and I remember another friend of mine, it wasn't like a super close friend. He died the same day. He was sober 3.5 years. He relapsed and died the same day. And he was sober 3.5 years, which is a really long time, like to stay sober. You know, any amount of time is a long time when you're an addict. But like, um,
what was now fentanyl is an issue to the point of where if you touch it on like a bathroom seat, you can fucking die.
I'll be honest, I'm not as aware of the current things because it's been 10 years since I've been on the street.
What was it 10 years ago?
I kind of know, but like it wasn't a thing when I was using. It basically fentanyl, they started introducing it like as a mixer into all drugs. It's basically like super heroin, right? And like like a little grain of sand of it can kill you.
Yeah.
But they were like mixing it into like other drugs, the people who made the drugs and sold the drugs to make it stronger and more addictive. And then they could sell like smaller weights at a higher price, which made their profits go up. Um, and and uh and that like wasn't a thing in the early 2000s really. Like it really hit the market around 2015, 2016. Like, it was definitely there before that a little bit, but, like, it flooded the market right around when I got sober, and, like, I did heroin, but, like, heroin wasn't, like, my favorite drug. Like, I loved it, everyone loves it, but, like, that so I wasn't in the heroin culture as much, but, like, when I got sober, there's a lot of people in recovery that were heroin users. It's a very common thing that people get addicted to, and so then a lot of them would relapse either a few months, a few days, a couple years after getting sober, and go back out and do heroin and just croak like very quickly because it got so much stronger in that short amount of time. Um, I wasn't scared. No, that's the problem. I wasn't scared when I was doing it. No, I thought I was invincible. That's the problem with being a drug addict is you think you're God.
I always feel like that's what stopped me from coming out, or going out, not coming out, going out, going out a few times because like I know if I have a head full of AA and a belly full of booze, like I would be too embarrassed to come back. And so like the fact you came back, man, is amazing. Like it takes so much strength.
You know what? It's funny because like
that's so true. I never thought about it.
Definitely
I would be just
part
like
of
what you said.
Battery low.
9%. I would be like.
I feel that way to this day. I think there's been many times since I've gotten sober, even to this day, where like I'm struggling a little bit and I'm like having thoughts of drinking or doing drugs. Where like the only reason is like it sounds so dumb, but this is really how it is like I'm like, I've been sober 10 years. Like it like I don't want to throw that away. It's like I'm too lazy to start over. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's but whatever keeps you sober sometimes, you know what I mean? Like and that's an ego thing. That's me like almost being egotistical about my sobriety, but like fuck. Like, yeah, I can't tell you. Like, the longer I stay sober, the more I'm like, well, now I really can't relapse, you know?
It's probably so much work in the back of your mind. Like, oh my god,
ego was looking at myself in the mirror and being like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man, you look different.
Yeah.
Like, I saw it the second. I almost didn't recognize.
Have you ever seen a photo of me 10 years ago?
I remember seeing a basketball picture.
No. I'm talking about when I was a user.
No.
Hold
Can you
up.
share that? Can you share it?
I will. Let me text Frankie because she. Wait. Actually, I have it. Yeah. I'm gonna send it to you on WhatsApp and then I'll pull it up. Let's see, where is this WhatsApp? Yeah, you're gonna not recognize me. It's actually certifiably insane. How heavy are you now? Jax, can you hear me?
Sorry, I put it on mute because I was chewing. But wait, I'm 155.
I was 145 10 years ago.
You look completely unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that? Who is that?
All right, hold up. I'm gonna pull it up here.
What was your mindset? How old were you here? What, my age?
How old are you now?
24.
Yeah, I was 24.
What was your life? Not to like get into. I mean, but it's important that you share.
It's fine. I'm not private about it.
What was your life like? Like I can tell you my day by day. Like today, like I mean, I party, yeah, but today I woke up I worked last night, so I left a little early, came home, went to bed at a decent time, woke up at 7-ish, taught class at not 10. I made tea, breakfast, whatever. Cleaned the house, did some emails, right? Was gonna do a private client, they canceled. Not going to work tonight, and then was like, oh, maybe I'll go out later. I'm like, no, now it's 10:20. I'm like doing this. Like that's my day, right? That's an average day, pretty much.
I mean, obviously it was different at different phases in my life, but at the very, very end, I would get up in the morning and I would have a pint glass of Fireball whiskey sitting on my nightstand that I poured the night before because I had the shakes when I woke up. Like, you know, that alcoholic tremors that people have when they're basically withdrawing with it, like because while they slept, that wore off. And then when they wake up, they're in withdrawal. And I think that's why, but like, it's basically like called the tremors, like the alcoholic tremors. And so I would chug that pint glass, like, I don't know, but like, yeah, like a pint glass, like a beer glass of Fireball whiskey and I would lay in bed for, you know, another 30-40 minutes until that kicked in. And while I was there, I would be hitting bong rips or dab rips like over and over. Like I'd probably do like 20 or 30. Like I'm not kidding you. I was probably doing like a gram of hash, which is like $50 just in the morning when I got up in weed. Like with that.
How were you functioning like in society? Did you have a job? Were you living at home? Like,
yeah, I was working in finance at the time. I was a PPM designer on Wall Street, and I would drive. So yeah, and then I would either take whatever pills I had at the time, which was different all the time. But I remember at the time I had like Adderalls and Percocets, and if I didn't have those, I had meth and heroin, which is like very similar. And I would take those and then I would get in the shower and I would have like 2 or 3 Heineken beers or Budweiser heavies while I was showering. And then I had like a small dab rig and I would drive to work and I would hit that dab rig as I'm driving to work. And then at work, I would pop more of my pills.
How did you
throughout the.
function like this? I mean, I knew you couldn't function without it, but how did you go to work? Did somebody eventually go, "Oh, bro, you smell like alcohol. Your eyes are crossed"? Like,
Nah, I mean, honestly, I was very good at hiding it. But like that was one of my problems is I have an insanely high tolerance. Like I could chug a bottle of Fireball and be like kind of drunk. You know what I mean? Like so like it took a lot, and that's why I would have to mix drugs. Like one upper, one downer. And then uh after work is like where I remember I used to tell these stories about I used to do these things called Rocky Mountain Lines, where I would just take everything I had and pile it together, like everything that was sniffable or smokable, and pile it together and like crack open an Adderall, like those ones with the beads in it on top of it, and then like sniff those or smoke them, like because I loved smoking my drugs. I did the needles every once in a while, but like my favorite thing is I love smoking my drugs. Like I smoked heroin, I smoked meth, I smoked coke, I smoked crack, I smoked weed. Yeah, I used to sprinkle it on my weed. And then like another thing we used to do in Honduras when I
I'm
lived
sorry
in.
for laughing, but I'm like,
That's fine. I could think it's hilarious too. But like another thing, when I lived in Honduras, like in the jungle, like what we would do is we would lick a cigarette and roll it in a Coke bag and then smoke it. Like
that's actually interesting.
I hope I'm not like fucking telling people, giving people ideas right now, but like that's just what we did. And like we would also take a sheesh, roll it around like a snake, roll it around the cigarette and light it, and like yeah, like and like that was every day, and like that's why I looked like this. Makes sense now. Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
and and my all my like my organs were like starting to have a pretty bad time. You know, my liver, my brain too. Like they did brain scans on me, and like basically I like had to go to the hospital. I was in the hospital for like a month, and they told me that I thought at the time that the cause of all my problems was bad luck and people fucking me over and having a bunch of mental disorders. So PTSD, ADHD, OCD, chronic anxiety, depression, insomnia. Like I was diagnosed with all those, and so like I blamed everything. I was like, oh, I have this and that. So like I can't get a job, or like, you know what I mean? Like, or I can't I can't, whatever. Like I can't sleep without this. I can't, like I would
You're
say
like the
stuff,
victim. Like, the victim.
and like basically when I was in the hospital at the end of everything, they're like, yeah, you have those, but those are all very manageable. It's like your problem is you're a drug addict. And like our recommendation for you is to get sober for at least a year. And so I was like, that was the moment in my life where I was like, ah, fuck, this is all my fault. Like I was your age, where
Did
like,
you think that like you weren't an addict because
yeah,
you
because
thought
I
that,
have trauma. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like you're just like taking stuff like it's not that big of a deal. I'm not actually an addict. I'm not one of those guys that are on the street. Like,
yeah, but it was more like I need this. You don't know what I've been through. Like, it's like you don't know what goes on in my head. Like that's the type of shit I was saying and like feeling. I was like, I was feeling. I always say this. I was feeling like a victim, but I was also being arrogant about it. Which is a really weird combination of emotions. Like I was arrogantly a victim, and like what I when they told me that, I think something just clicked where I was like, oh fuck, like this is all because of me, and like I need to just be a better fucking person. Like I just clicked right when I was your age. Like it just clicked, and like so then I was like, all right, and I said this to myself. I said, I'm gonna give life one, because I was obviously very like, unalive myself thinking at that time. I was like, all right, I'll give life one more shot. And I'm gonna do things differently. And if it still doesn't work out, then I'll go back to using until I die. And I'll be sober for 1 year and I'll see how it goes. And like I said that, like I'll be sober for 1 year. Like that was my And I did everything. I went to AA. I got sober. There's the whole story about me getting sober in gay AA and everything. But like 1 year came around and I was just like, uh, I don't, I don't want to stop. So I'll just keep going for another day and then another day. And now this month, it's 10 years of that, like, and so, and I still think about it like that. Like, I'm just sober today, like, I'm not like, I'm going to be sober for the rest of my life because that's an overwhelming thought. And so like, and I still like, I still catch myself being a victim sometimes or being an arrogant victim. And I have to be like, no, 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 that's the type of thinking that always gets you into a bad place. I still catch myself blaming shit on like traumas that I've had in my life because I've had some pretty crazy traumas, just like everybody else. We've all had fucking trauma. You know what I mean? Like, yes, some people worse than others, but like, it's our responsibility to like
Exactly.
do something about that.
Yeah, you're responsible for your
like,
triggers. You are responsible for healing. I agree with that. People get so in the world that I work in. Oh my god! You want to think like you want to group of people that really think I'm an asshole is them because I call them right out on their shit. I'm not playing that.
I feel
anyway.
You at first,
I lost like 10 pounds.
Anyway, back to this.
Got new bags under my eyes, and they're not designer.
You'll get it back. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 weeks in, and I'm definitely putting in the work this time.
Your addiction is doing push-ups all the time. So if you're not working out on yourself, it's going to get stronger than you, and it's going to take you over.
I had a good fight, and I really fucked it up. And every single day, at least once, something will remind me of the good things that we had together. And we had a lot of really good moments together, Yeah, I miss him a lot.
Do you think he misses you?
Do I think he misses me? I think it's better not to speculate about those things.
Good answer.
Because that'll just send me.
Perfect answer. He's focusing on himself, not
so
himself.
I'm sure if one day if he misses me, he'll tell
awareness, not outsourcing anymore.
For whatever reason, I know he still does care somehow. It's always on me about like, make sure you go to therapy, make sure you go to a meeting. Oh, you're sick. Make sure you drink orange juice. Make sure you eat something.
I need to call this motherfucker after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, seeing this really, I didn't get to connect with him when we were living together. He did shows at night, so I would go to work. He'd be at a show. I'd come home. I didn't see him. We'd wake up. We're filming with set, not just like whatever in the house. But he would be doing other things, like, and I would be with. I really wasn't with you that much either. It was really just Ellie. We just slept, and I wasn't even in his room. So it's just, I didn't know what was going on, but I knew he was like dark and mysterious, but not in a dark, mean, bad way. Just like he was like this elegant, like mysterious person. And I was like, something's going on, obviously, and they're not telling me for whatever reason. But now seeing this like really has me have more compassion for this person because
it makes me feel selfish that I haven't thought enough about him and called him. Like, I've been thinking about myself since the show a lot, like, and I'm like, dude,
because we're all like, what's going to happen with this?
And we're always like, oh, we're a community and all that. Like, dude, we need to call this guy and just like be there for him because he's never going to call us. He's the type, he's never going to call us and be like, hey, I'm struggling. It's our responsibility. Like as his supporter and his friend to call him.
One thing I regret about not doing on the show was trying to make more of an effort to get a connection with him because I think that we have a lot more similarities than I would have expected.
Yeah.
I regret not trying to form more of a relationship because he is sort of more reserved in that way, until you can talk to him. And then he's like very open.
Yeah, but just like your traumas, that's your responsibility to like, it's like you can't control what he does, but you can control what you do.
Yeah.
Joe, I don't know if he misses me, but for whatever reason, even he still cares, even though he probably shouldn't after the way everything went down, but he does, So
To cry on camera.
Oh, the music.
I know they relaxing guitar. That was nice. That's a Matt Cullen right there.
I give Matt Cullen so much props, dude. Like he's focused on all the right fucking things, dude. That dude, I know he's already big. Like he's gotten so much bigger since me and him first met. Like both of us have, but like this dude is gonna be like, if he keeps doing this, he's gonna be legendary by the time he retires.
And he already is. I mean,
I'm not saying he's not yet, but what I'm saying, he's gonna be like, if he does this for 10 more years, 20 more years,
well, he's dead and onward.
like yeah, he's gonna be one of those people you remember after he dies. Like he's leaving.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a legacy. Yeah, and like
I've seen reality shows do this before, but if you watch the past 2 episodes, what I've noticed, and I was curious, but I knew he would do this, but I just was curious how it would look. He's not just showing like, oh, there's a fight with Tarzan and Nelly, and we're all like, oh my god, and I'm telling you off, and this and the other. That's not what the show's about. There's a deeper. He's really trying to show what it is like to be an SA or
to be a human,
or to be a fucking human being, and we're literally no different. And all the people in my life that I felt finally safe to tell them that I'm a potato. What is it?
Potato dancer.
Potato dancer. And then they kind of stomped on me and were disappointed. I'm not doing what they think I should be doing, like yoga, but they're not paying my fucking bills. You think I don't want to just do it full time? I do. I can't pay my bills yet. I'm working on it. That's why I got into this. And he's showing everybody we're normal fucking human beings.
Like, yeah, this is what we chose to do. You chose to fucking work at a call center. You know, like, I'm sorry, there's like a whole different set of problems there, you know, like, and this is just
global organizations do all these things and work at all these corporations. Go for it. Sell your body to the CEO. I am selling my illusion of me or my body. Or hey, let's say I do sell my body. Who fucking cares? Why are you? What is this? Like the 1950s? I know we can talk about that for hours, but like I love that he's just showing that we're regular ass people.
Yeah, and like like you said, I also feel like he didn't put this in. Like he wasn't. You know, sometimes on shows when they do these like heartfelt moments, it feels forced. It's like for views. This doesn't feel like it was for views. You know, it wasn't for drama. It wasn't like, oh, we're crafting a fucking heartfelt sub story, you know, like
yeah, this
was very raw and authentically done, and like
I know it was because I didn't even know half what was going on, and obviously it wasn't.
And obviously I didn't either. And I was in it. Like
I thought you guys were filming. I don't even know what I thought was going on, but I remember you guys left one night. I was like, I'm going to work.
So a lot happened behind the scenes with me and Damien.
Okay, you probably can't talk about that.
Yeah, like, and I'm not for the purpose of anonymity, I won't say specifically, but when I realized Damien, the second I saw him, you can see it when he walked in through the door in the first episode. I knew something was up. You know, like just being a fellow addict, I knew. But since he decided to be open about it, like I'm willing to share at least what's in context of the show. Otherwise I wouldn't say anything because it's his business. But I off camera, me and him talked a lot, and we left the cast and the show a lot to go be, you know, talk as drug addicts together. Because unfortunately, if you're not a drug addict, you just can't communicate with a drug addict. Like it just nothing resonates with either party. And that's why I go out of my way to help them, because it's like I know that nothing from a normal, we call them normies, like people who aren't drug addicts, like would ever be able to help a drug addict go with what they're going through, because it's just a thing that we're born with. you know, and so yeah, me and him spent a lot of time. Like we went and we went to some support groups together, and we talked a lot, and because I was generally like I was worried about him, man. And I'm even hearing more now than what I talked to him for many hours than, and like he talked about even more stuff here on the show than what we talked about. But like um yeah, and I think if anything, everyone we have quite a few viewers today, and the people who are still on. Um, I think all of you should go call somebody and stop thinking about yourself. Because that's what I just fucking realized watching this episode is like we have someone, we all have a Damien in our life. And you need to go call them.
Yeah, I was raised in my family, and I don't care if they see this. Like, oh, they're just what are they? Not munchies, junkies. They're
Yeah.
junkies. Oh, he's a drug addict. You don't want to be like. You could easily become like that. It runs in the family. Don't do that. And it's just like, I'm not gonna go there and try to change the person, but I'm also not just gonna write them off as a junkie and oh fuck it.
It's a disease.
It,
And
it, it's
I even hate when they say it, but you're born with it, man. Because I have a sponsee, a guy that I sponsor, who had the fucking best life you could ever imagine, and he still turned into a junkie. Because it does not matter how much trauma you have or how bad your life is, you can still have this problem, and it's the same problem for everybody. We have the same problem.
Would it be safe to say it's a spiritual disease, not to over spiritualize things, but just the sense of that, like you're saying, you're born with it. You come into this.
So
I don't want to get too crazy for
yeah,
your
no,
real,
no, 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 I don't care.
but
I've talked
come
about
into
this
this
before.
incarnation, and I know that I do believe that we have a contract. It doesn't mean everything's set. It just means that there's a destiny, and it can change and it can morph through your work you do on the planet or whatever.
Yeah, I think there's
But
two. I think what you're saying is one element of it. And so there's two parts to it. There, like when this is how we and my group that's at the front of the phone book, it's like define it. Um, there's the obsession of the mind, which is the spiritual disease that you're speaking of. It's essentially, to make it very simple, it's essentially being a narcissist. You know, only thinking about yourself, being manipulative, lying, being delusional, like, you know, when you pretend things, like, you know, like when you convince yourself of things so that you can make irrational decisions, blah, 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 blah. That's the obsession of the mind. And then there's the physical allergy. And we call it the physical allergy because it's a physical reaction that many of us have. If I, like, for example, like the thing, ironically, I did all drugs a lot. The one that is the biggest struggle for me and was the biggest struggle for me is weed, you know? And like that was more addictive to me than heroin. And
I see that everywhere, and it's so social. It's more socially acceptable than alcohol now.
Yeah. And I think it's more dangerous than heroin because heroin has very clear side effects that tell you it's bad for you. Weed does not so much. It creeps up over many, it's little things over many years that ruin your life with weed. And if you're an addict, weed is very dangerous. I think if you're not an addict, it's less dangerous. But like if you're an addict, weed is insanely dangerous. And the the physical allergy is like, I know if I take one puff of a joint or something, I'm gonna want another one and another one. And it will never end. That's the physical allergy, where a lot of people, normal people, were like, oh, I've had one, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I need. With an addict, the physical allergy, and now there's different levels to it. Some people are more mentally, like, have more of the obsession of the mind. Some people have more of the physical allergy. Some people have both. Um, like, you know, with alcohol, for example, I didn't have as much of a physical allergy. Like after, because I start to feel sick, so I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I've had, you know, 18 beers. Like I'm starting to feel a little weird. Like, and I'll stop there. But like with weed, I could not smoke enough. You know, like, or meth, I could not smoke enough. Like there was no amount where it was like, I'm good. Like I can keep going, keep going, keep going. And that's the physical, and that's why we call it an allergic reaction, because I'm having a physical reaction to the drug entering my system. And I make the joke all the time, like when people are like, here, like, you know, people offer me a drink at the club. That was like super common, is people buy you a drink. And I would be like, oh, I can't have alcohol. And they'll be like, oh, what do you mean you can't have alcohol? And I'm like, I'm allergic. And they'll be like, what? And I'm like, yeah, every time I drink it, I get arrested. Like, it's my way of like saying like, yeah, I have a bad reaction to it, so I don't do it. And it usually shuts them up. Like they don't, because I hate it when people are like, no, just have one. It's not a big deal. Like, you know, like it's not, just have a beer. You know what I mean? Like just have a beer. Like no, you don't understand. Like, yeah, I could probably just have a beer and be fine. Like, especially after 10 years sober, I could probably have a beer and be fine and not spiral out of control. But that's a risk. There's a more than 0% chance that there will be another beer, which, you know what I mean? Like that leads, and then one day later or 6 months later, or in some cases years later, I'm shooting heroin in a bathroom again. You know what I mean? Like, and the only, like the best case scenario is if I never drink the first beer. You know what I mean? And yes, maybe weed was my main problem, heroin, meth, whatever. And like, so like I can have a beer because that wasn't my problem. Yeah, but that's how it starts.
And they say that the bottle or the substance is just a symptom, correct?
Correct.
That's why it's not. It doesn't matter if it's this, if it's that.
You're 100% correct. Alcoholism isn't the problem. Isn't the actual alcohol or drugs that you're taking? Those are just the symptoms of your narcissistic brain. You know, it's the symptom of a delusional mind. Is when you're delusional and you're drinking all the time because you think that's normal and okay, or you need it, like I used to say. That's just a symptom. So, well, that ended
on Stripped Down.
Oh wait,
Jax takes the boys.
Oh wait, go back. I like to see what's coming next. I forget.
I have no idea what's coming next, and I was in the show.
You know.
On those Sunday nights when I'd play with your hair to pass the time.
The house. Remember that house?
And I'll scratch up your back while
I love that they found out that they could have filmed
Next time on Stripped Down, Jax takes the boys through a surprise Kundalini class.
Oh god, remember that?
But not everyone is feeling the good vibes. Tarzan's looking for
Tarzan was
constant
like,
confrontation.
not.
And when the crew starts talking about all
What
the
did I
straight
say
guys working
about
at Johnson's,
Tarzan?
Silas drops a bombshell about what was said to him. And it sends tension throughout the whole house.
I don't
and
think
two
I
of the
was-
guys cross a line that could change everything.
This is the next step.
That's fast.
Haven't
hired him
yet. All right. Well, Jax, I'm kind of proud of what we've made.
I think that we did a great job. We only fought like 5 times, but it's fine. It wasn't
We
as
only
bad.
fought like a dozen times on this stream.
Oh my god! Thank you so much for having me. It was fun. I love like podcasty style, like talking to people. I mean, I do go off on tangents.
It clearly went very well. We had quite a few viewers throughout the
I
night.
stopped checking the Instagram comments, but some people that I know were there, and there was like nobody was bashing you for once, which is nice. The Crushies are starting to fall in love with me a little bit.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
All
Well,
right.
they might really fall in love with me after next episode.
Maybe. All right, so I guess I'll talk to you Wednesday next week, and we'll do this again. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe we should have Matt on so we can ask him questions.
Well, I think next we really, you know, it would have been good for this episode. I mean, I appreciate you asking, but it would have been good for like Damien or whatever, but or even Ellie because the fight thing. But it would be good that I'm on. According to whatever we just saw, it would be good that I would be on the next one and him.
Matt or Ellie?
Matt.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call Matt and be like, hey, I know you're the one who's used to interviewing people, but
Yeah, he could kind of like take the reins a bit.
you wanna be in the hot seat for once? Because I don't think I've seen Matt in the hot seat like really ever. Where he
Never.
was the one being interviewed.
I want to know what he thinks when he whenever because I never asked him. He only ever asked me, and I don't remember what I said, and I'm hoping that I don't appear so aggressive and mean. Because I don't think I was. I think I was. I mean, I don't want to say too much right now because whatever. But
yeah. All right, guys. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord. Go give Jax a follow. He needs followers bad. Oh, he's got a terrible social media. I'm trying to help him fix that.
Wait, I'm 70. No, yeah, I'm 78 followers away from 5,000 followers.
Hey, you were at like 3,000 a week ago.
I know. We're doing good.
Go buy his book. You don't have to read it. Just buy it so he gets $1. So he gets what did you say? $1.89 a book?
$69.
That's appropriate. So that he can afford a new douche and some lube, because he's always running out of that apparently. Because he doesn't make $55K a day. And
nice, yeah. From gratitude.
Gratitude.
Oh my god. You know what? I am happy I did say it though, because in a way, things are not talked about. But that's a very raw, truthful, thing. And I didn't bring one. I was like, I didn't plan on sleeping with the cast.
I know. I'm aware. I became very aware. Anyway, guys.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Crushies, for not pitchforking me and chasing me off the live stream. I felt more
the Crushies are great people. I will give them that. They are generally not a very hateful, angry group. Generally,
they shouldn't be if they're following you. And that takes a lot for me to say that. I almost choked in my words.
Oh God. But yeah, we'll do this next. I enjoy watching the show with somebody else. I don't know. I don't watch TV. So like
I never watched TV. I only ever watched one show, and I don't want to mention it anymore. I already mentioned it once. I don't want to be giving any more brand.
You don't want to give them any more.
No.
Yeah, if you haven't watched the show, please like, subscribe, retweet it, reshare it. Yeah.
You guys keep saying that you're waiting. I have many people. I don't know if your people are saying this. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, I'll wait for all 6 to drop, and then I'll get the 1 month." You guys have to understand. If you guys subscribe now and watch the show now, it's going to give Crush and I and the cast more opportunities in the future that shows that people are actually watching it. If you wait till the end, they're right now tracking everything. And Crush just mentioned we beat their highest viewed video on YouTube. So I know you're trying to save this subscription to Out TV is cheaper than Crush's OnlyFans. And mine, because I don't even have one.
Right. Let's see what.
No, I mean, my book's more expensive than.
I thought I'm pretty sure Matt told me that the #1 show had 44,000 views after being out for 5 months, and ours has 51,000 right now after 1 week. So
also, guys, watch that video, the trailer, like it, comment anywhere you can. I know even if you're not tech
it's
savvy,
this one right here.
Every one person doing one comment can change. We don't know. We're not expecting. I mean, I'll speak for myself. I'm not expecting season 2, but anything that can come for the future will just help us. I mean, just by you guys liking it. Don't wait until you can get all 6 and binge them. Like, just binge them again or something.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you can see it on Apple TV too, right?
Well, yes, but now I'm being told that you buy Out TV from Apple TV. And it's $3.
Damn.
I just bought it off of my Prime stick or whatever the fuck my friend told me to buy this. I just got a TV. I haven't had a TV in years. I don't watch TV, but you can get it on your Amazon Prime as well. But you have to. It's Out TV still.
Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, there's a couple other shows on there that are interesting that I was watching. Boomer Banks is on a show that is a good friend of mine, and so is Bo Butler.
To tell them my favorite shows on there, and I was like,
yeah, they made me pick 10 to 15.
I was like,
boo boo. So like me and Frankie quickly watched like fucking 1 or 2 episodes of everything, and like Well, like I guess the show, I mean, like there's a couple like Drag Heels was pretty chill. But
I think ours is well produced for all the things we had going on and the budget and all this stuff and the cramming and the last minute thing and
I almost think they should like if they should just do more next time if they increase the budget, but they shouldn't like necessarily like overproduce the next one. Like is the part of the what's nice about this one is how raw and authentic it is, and it's because it's a low budget show. You know, like we had fucking Popstar as our like sponsor, you know, like last minute, like we didn't have enough money. And I remember Popstar came in and saved us. And like, they probably didn't give us that much money. Like that's how like tight the budget was on this. Did they pay us?
yes, but
There wasn't a lot. It wasn't enough to
everyone
remember.
asks me and I just tell them I mean, this should not be public, but I'm not gonna say how much, but I always say, yeah, they just paid us just enough so that we didn't take any action. We had to pay for working.
I only did this for Matt. Even if he didn't pay me, I would have done this for Matt.
I was doing this shit if I had to pay. No, I actually was really hesitant. And when I got the text from Matt, I was so excited but so scared that because again, I always wanted to be on TV, but did I want to be on TV for being a stripper? You know, I had the shame still. You know, I went to therapy for about 6 months just because I was working through the shame and I didn't even know how much I had. And then I went specifically because we just filmed. And then it turned into like, oh, you have a lot of other underlying, obviously.
Wait, the therapy you did for the show led to you doing 6 months of therapy?
Yes, because I had I had severe anxiety after.
About the show?
Yes, but I think other things too. And then it ended up all, you trickles down and you realize where it's actually coming from.
Okay.
And it was shame. It was
insecurity. Well, how do you feel now that it's out?
I was so pissed it took a year to come out, but I'm also like,
yeah. And
God,
when you go back with a customer.
Sorry, hold up. That was an accident. You were so pissed that it took a year to come out.
Yes, but I think God knew what he was doing, and I'll be selfish for me because I don't think I would have been able. I don't think I would be mentally. I would have not have come on here with you. I would have been hiding. I wasn't. I had so much shame, and the reason why I said yes to doing it was because I knew that it would liberate the shame, but I didn't work through it. When I was on the show, I was full on vulnerable, saying whatever I wanted and whatever came to my mind, just whatever. And I knew what I said, but I knew that I was like, I drank ayahuasca, I did all the healing, whatever, spiritual, this, that, and the other. This was the most spiritual, potent, vulnerable thing I've ever done. I'm not on OnlyFans. I don't post a lot. You see my Instagram.
Yeah, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I have a lot of shame too. Maybe about different things, but like one of my greatest fears, like, because like we live in this world where like you almost have to be perfect, otherwise people like look how many times people have tried to cancel me, and like I'm so far from perfect, and also like I'm learning how to be a better person every day. And it's like people don't like seem to understand, like if let's say I used to be homophobic, which is true, by the way. If there was cameras all the time when I was like 17, I am sure I've said some shit that was extremely homophobic, right? And like people will just clip that and then be like, that's you, that's who you're always gonna be. And even if you like change and go like, I learned, they're just like, that's what you are, and you're always gonna be that. And it was like the same battle I had when I came out sexually, when I was like, I think I'm bi, and then people are like, you did this, that means you're this, and you cannot convince me of anything different. And then it's like, it took me a while to be like, fuck you, like I don't what you know what I mean? And like second of all, it's like also if that's what I thought, like people will pull up videos of me saying something like a year or 2 years ago, and then I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought then, and I was wrong, and I learned that I was wrong. Like I remember it was not that long ago that I learned the word tranny is offensive. And I was still saying it. And then someone had to explain to me why I should be careful saying it. And then I was like, when they explained it to me, it was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I never thought about that. That doesn't mean that when I said it, like even let's say when I said it, I was transphobic. But then there was an experience that taught me not to be transphobic, and I should be allowed to grow as a human being. You know what I mean? Like my dad, I'll tell you a story about my dad. I've asked my dad this question. My dad grew up in apartheid South Africa, which pretty much his whole life there was racial segregation laws. And he's not that old, you know, like he was born in 1965 and, you know, South Africa was liberated from apartheid in 1995. And so pretty much his entire young adult and childhood was segregation in South Africa. And the majority of white people were extremely racist, right? It was like Jim Crow in the United States. And he's never been racist. From a child, like a big reason why I'm not racist is my parents were not and taught me how not to be, right? If they were, maybe I would be. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like some superpower, like enlightened human being. No, like I am not because my parents taught me not to be, right? Like I hate when people act like they're like this good person inside. No, you are because someone taught you or like you had an experience. And I asked my dad, why weren't you racist when everyone around you was? And he was like, I probably would have been. But when I was in high school, I had my I went I went to Taiwan for 2 years on like what do they call those things? Like exchange thing?
Yes, exchange student program or
Right. And he went to an American school, right? And it was the first time he went to a non-segregated school. And in that non-segregated school, like the black kids and the white kids and the Asian kids were all together in classes. And like, this is the story he tells, and it's so dumb, but it makes so much sense. He was eating an ice cream during lunch once, and he was hanging out with a group of kids, and one of them was black. And the black kid asked if he could taste the ice cream. And my dad's initial reaction, because of growing up in apartheid South Africa, was like, no, you can't share food with a black person, right? Because that's what the society was. And then he was like, but in that setting, in the Taiwanese setting, in the American school, that's preposterous, right? They're much further ahead. And so that the black guy wasn't even scared to ask him. Where in South Africa, a black guy would never ask something like that. And so my dad was like, he felt awkward and he let him taste the ice cream. And then my dad was like, why the fuck do we do that in South Africa? You know, he was like, why are we doing that? And he was probably like 17 at the time. And that was his moment where he realized racism's ridiculous. But before that, he never had an experience to realize something like that, you know?
People do not question their surroundings or their culture or their upbringing. They just assume they just go through the motions, and then they're like 50 years old coming to me for like spiritual fucking liberation. I'm like, motherfucker.
Like remember the Duck Dynasty guy?
Yes. What was his
And like
name?
some idiot asked him what his opinion on same-sex marriage was, and I'm like, what did you think he was gonna say? You know, like he grew up in some bumfuck Louisiana. Like, did you expect this man? Like, I probably would have been exactly the same if I grew up there. Like, also, why do we care what the Duck Dynasty guy feels about same-sex?
Why the fuck is that even a show?
Like, and they canceled him, and I just felt like, but like I understand that he's like 70 years old, grew up in the swamps. He probably never even met a gay guy. All he knows is what the church told him, you know?
Probably was gay.
He looks like a lot of gay porn stars nowadays.
Oh God.
Like there's a whole masculine, like, like I'm in those movies a lot.
What was his name? Oh my God. I used to have in school, I grew up very redneck. I'm not going to get into that right now.
Yeah.
Like cowboy boots, flannels, like I don't want to get too into it right now. But I had a notebook for school that my dad got me, and it was him. hold on, guy from it's like he had like a funny Phil Robertson. What was his nickname? Duck Command. Yeah, Phil Robertson. Yeah. I thought he had like a fancy name. This one, right? This.
Yeah, that's him. That looks like it. It could just be another guy that looks like I could be profiling. Like that does.
Him. But yeah, he passed away actually in
It had to be recent.
2025.
Oh, well, at least we're not worried about him being homophobic anymore. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he I had a notebook in school and it was like I wasn't always a straight A student, but C's enough to pass. It was like some stupid thing that he said.
All right. I got to get off because I have that interview with that South African newspaper, and I'm actually like, this is the most nervous I've been for anything ever. So there's this a Sunday newspaper, which like back in the day, newspaper was like the biggest media outlet, Jax, like long before you were born. And like the Sunday newspaper is like the biggest one. So like getting in the Sunday newspaper is like a big deal. There's that newspaper and so now they do mostly online content like videos and stuff. But that tweet that went viral about my tattoo on my chest, which is my national anthem of South Africa. I'm sure that they want to talk about that and my life in America as a South African. That's all the information they gave me. It's an hour-long interview, and it's with like this would be like imagine if the Washington Post wanted to do a piece on you and like in your home country, which like I talk about being South African all the time, but like I don't know if like I haven't told my family there because we're not that close. We don't hate each other, but we're not very close. And like I played for the South African national basketball team 15 years ago. And South Africa is just as polarized politically as America is in its own way. So I already know that me being a predominantly gay porn star, like my porn is predominantly gay. I know I'm very fluid, but like my porn is predominantly gay. And like I'm famous for being a stripper at gay clubs and for gay porn. And now I'm on this TV show and I have this chest tattoo. That there's going to be a lot of people in South Africa that fucking have a problem with all of that because it's a very Christian nation too.
What now, real quick, because I know we have to go. I have to go too. The regime or the thing that stopped in 1995, I forget,
Apartheid.
This was the slogan of before that, and it's technically like about they're
so
racist.
No. So during apartheid, there was a resistance movement to abolish apartheid. Just like in the US, they had the civil rights movement, right? And one of the hymns or anthems of that resistance movement was a song called Nkosi Sikelele Afrika. It just means the words literally mean God bless Africa.
Yeah.
And when they finally basically the resistance overtook apartheid and apartheid fell for a multitude of reasons, international pressure, because we were sanctioned like Cuba. Like up until 1997 or 1998, like it was like Cuba, like no Western country would trade with South Africa. And when it fell, they put in a new constitution and a new national anthem. And the first part of that national anthem was those three words from the resistance movement that Nelson Mandela was the leader of, the ANC. And so I got the tattoo to show support for the new South Africa post-apartheid and to basically idolize Nelson Mandela and what he did. It was my way of being patriotic to the new South Africa, not the old one that I was born in. And some people say no white person should ever have that because it was white people that were doing the oppressing. And
you're tattoo for the new anthem of
right. And the thing my dad said when I called him when this was happening, and it was very emotional for us because we're so anti-apartheid that this really like we hate it that happens, and we don't want to sound like whiny white people. They're like it's so hard to be white now, like, but like it hurts a little bit because I got this tattoo purely out of love for my country, and like people are like almost saying it's cultural appropriation. And I'm like, it's the anthem of South Africa, which I'm a citizen of. Like, I don't,
aren't there like a lot of white? There wouldn't have been segregation if there wasn't that many white people. Obviously, there.
I think it's like 7% of the population.
Okay. Oh, that is white.
Mm-hmm.
And they were somehow segregating 93% of the population somehow.
Yep, pretty much.
And dominating it.
Mm-hmm. That's why it was so bad.
But okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around that. And then, so your family though was like, "This is awful. This is stupid."
We were anti-apartheid.
Live normal and live in coexistence with other people, and that was a problem socially. And then you're like supporting this new regime that's equality and everything else, but like you're not allowed to say that because.
Yeah, and the other thing is, there's almost a race of white people in South Africa they're called Buddha, and they're equivalent to your rednecks. You know what I mean? And like hillbilly rednecks. And they're widely regarded as in the same way as American rednecks. Racist, very Christian, conservative, you know what I mean? Homophobic.
Yeah.
My family were all Buddha. We were not part of the rich white South African class. We were poor farmers, and not necessarily poor, but like just not like wealthy white people that were part of the like aristocracy. And definitely on my mom's side, they were anti-segregation. Like my grandfather, who was a very like farmer his whole life, was like, you can't judge. He always told my mom, and this is crazy that he was this enlightened at that during those times. And it's because on his farm there were like a lot of like he coexisted with a tribe of, I think, Swazi. A Swazi tribe lived on his farm and helped him run the farm, and so like he just saw them as people. So he never understood, like, when you go to the city where everything's segregated, like, why they would do that, because like, just based on the color of their skin. And so, like, he was and like, he was part of the liberal movement before apartheid even started. Because apartheid started, I think, in the 40s or 50s after World War II. Yeah. And he was born in the 30s, and like, he was never pro-apartheid, even when they were coming into power. And then he resisted it the entire time. But like, there's also like, there's only so much you can do. Like, you can get arrested for not supporting the regime. Like it was like Germany was. It was like not quite that bad, but like
people do not realize, this is a totally other topic, but people do not realize I have a friend from Croatia, and she was a war child. Like, she grew up in war. She's only like 40 something, and like the grandma story of like how the one clan that's associated similar to the Nazis but wasn't called Nazis would like put acid on their hands and pour hot oil on them and all this crazy shit, like if they didn't support the fucking.
Yeah. And my dad has told me like stories about where like because it was mandatory military service, like you have to do 2 or 4 years or something in the military, and like you can't disobey orders or they will throw you in prison. And so like he had to cleverly disobey the orders without them thinking that he was disobeying the orders, because like, what do you want him to do? He would go to prison. Like, people always act like it's so fucking easy to like, because in America, it kind of is. Like, you can be like, fuck Trump and you're not going to go to prison.
But
unless you're an immigrant, I get it. Like, but like, it's not as bad as it like what it was during apartheid or in Germany, where like you literally have to pretend like you have to salute the leader or you'll go to prison. You know, like you can argue that we're headed in that direction, but like it's nowhere near. Like people don't understand that if you're actually in that position where you can go to prison for saying like something like, you know, fuck the president, you might not say it on social media or in public. You know, it's not like you might pretend that you're
you wouldn't
like
be able
this,
to talk about it.
You're like a lot of people pretend like they would totally like do it, you know, because they're so righteous and like strong. And I'm like, I don't know, but that's a tough place to be. Like I've been in some situations in my life where I'm like, whoa, like this is really hard to do the right thing here because like the consequences are horrible, you know? And like we love to pretend that we're all like amazing people and we'll do the right, but like history has proven that like when you're actually there, it's a little different.
Yep.
So like that, and that's what they think they're going to want to talk to me about is basically the controversy around who I am in the context of being a South African that was alive during apartheid. You know, like I was there, and I remember when my parents went to vote for Nelson Mandela, like I was, I think 5 years old or something. And there was like tanks in the street, you know, like it was a scary time, dude. Like my parents got guns and stuff because it was insane. Like it was nothing like what has ever happened in America in the last like 100 years.
You wouldn't even hear about any of this. We never learned that in history.
Right. And what I think is happening is honestly, people my age were alive when this was happening and it was in the news. So they're more educated on it. People your age just know that white South Africans are racist because of apartheid. And so they like quickly just do these like virtue signals, you know, and they don't know anything about the history of South Africa.
It's funny because I knew that South people could be white in Africa because this is going to sound so like fucked up, but I would go to Disney as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And we would go to this Animal Kingdom Lodge, and we stayed at this one. There's two, Jamba House and Kanani Village, but they would hire staff from Africa because that was the theme of the resort, right?
Yeah.
Just like had like
yeah.
The Hawaii one, they would hire people from Hawaii and then Epcot, Italy. There was so many white employees, but also not white employees, and I was like, "You're actually from Africa." As a kid, you just think Africa, not white people. And so then I just realized, oh, South Africa and Africa, there's all the other countries inside it. People think Africa is a country.
Yeah, it's weird. A lot of people thought I lived in a hut. Like when I told them, like, and it's like, no, it's like kind of Europeanized. It's not quite as developed as America, but it's not far. Yeah. And like, yes, my family, like my mom didn't have running water or electricity until she was a teenager. You know, like, and she's 60 years old. Like she did live like an African almost, you know, like, and talking to her about her childhood is always fast. Like they didn't have toilets. They had outhouses that they had to, you know, and when you look at her, she looks so young, you know, to think she sounds like she's from the 1800s. And the other thing that I've noticed is like in America, you guys are very like, we're blank American. You know, even if you weren't born there, you'll say I'm Irish American or I'm German. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a weird concept to me because in Africa, even the racist white Africans are like, we're African. We've been here for many generations. We don't even speak European languages. Like, we're Africans. Yes, you know, like I don't identify as a European in the slightest.
Yeah.
My entire family has been in Africa for hundreds of years. Like we have no connection to Europe anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so like I've never said, oh, I'm, you know, I guess if you look at my ancestry, I'm like Dutch. I'm not like, oh, I'm Dutch. No, I'm South African. I am an American now. I've been very, but like I'm
You're
South.
African though, right? You're African.
Yeah, I was born. I speak an African language.
And
It's
you're from the
only
continent of Africa.
and yeah, I speak an African language. I was born in Africa, and I'm an African citizen. I don't know how much more African you can get. You know.
So, and this is why I will stand with my immigrant brother and sisters, and I don't even call them immigrants, whatever. I mean, they are. Not that I don't call them immigrants. I feel like they're using that word as such a derogatory term right now, but we all fucking come from somewhere, and I think it's important to honor it. But I will say one thing: my grandmother, who was off the fucking boat, Italian, refused to teach anybody Italian. Like she came here and was like, "We're not doing that," and I don't know what her reasoning was. She didn't want to get. She told my grandfather that she didn't want them to be bullied, I guess, because she was abused when she got here.
Well, apparently that was a thing back in the day. Is the Italians were very marginalized.
They were called wops.
Yeah. I lived in Boston. I remember they still call them wops in Boston, and they call them something else if you're half Irish, half Italian. There was like you were
Irish and Italian were just completely. They would throw hot oil on them. They would not let them work, whatever. And we're seeing it now. And then I have relatives who are even closer to. Obviously, they're older. They're closer to my great grandmom and my great great grandmother and grandfathers. And they're like so anti-immigration because they're not doing it the right way. All this dumb shit, and I'm like, it's just so fucked up. I mean, I know now we're getting on a different topic, but
like, when would you use Italian?
I literally, when people ask, "What are you?" I'm like, I'm white.
You're American. You were born in America. Your parents,
I was like, American. My dad might be Swedish, but my mom's side's full Italian, so I have Italian blood. But we don't have any culture. We don't even speak Italian. We don't.
And like this whole idea that you can't be patriotic to your country is like I don't like either, because like even Americans get like that, like you're not allowed. Like if you're patriotic now, like there's this sentiment that you're like conservative. And I'm like, I don't know, dude.
But I like it here.
Yeah, every country has problems and bad politics. And yes, we go through swings and whatever. Like every country you go to, dude, I've lived in four countries. They all had horrible political problems when I lived there.
Yeah.
Two of them arguably were worse than what we're dealing with right now in the US. And like, you go to Canada, you go to Mexico, you go to Germany, France, like they all have their own set of fucking problems that they're dealing with. But you can be proud of where you're from. There is a lot of good arguments for the United States. I say that as an immigrant. There's a reason we moved here and stayed.
And a reason why people are still trying to come here.
Yes, because
even
there are
the
amazing things about yes, you can make arguments about our education or our healthcare system or our politics or whatever. I agree with all those statements.
Yeah.
But what this country has given my family, the opportunity it's given us, and the safety. That is like, I feel safe here in America compared to when I lived in Honduras or in South Africa. And even in Germany, and I lived in Germany too. Like, there's like a sense of like anything can be accomplished here. Yes, I understand that this like not a black and white statement, but like, look at what I did. I came from South Africa. I came here. I went to college, played Division I basketball, got a career, literally was like a bum on the street at one point, and now I'm a like gay porn star. Like there's a lot of countries you can't do that.
Or if you do, you're not getting. They're taking like all of your. I mean, I don't. God, so I chatterbait sometimes.
Yeah.
A lot of the chatterbaiters are from South America, mostly Colombia. Did you know that they take 5 guys and they'll put them in a studio with a light? Someone's monitoring the chat. They're either there or they're somewhere else.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They're paying them $5 or $10 a day.
Do you know how much my parents made a month in South Africa in the 90s?
$200.
Less.
50.
85.
Yeah, because the average salary in Colombia is I think 300, and it's developed. Like it's nice.
Yeah.
It's
like,
great. Hey,
like
Frankie.
Frankie Thomas says hi.
She's all like,
all right. Hey, Jax. I'm looking forward to us doing this next week. I think this is gonna take me so long because we had so many good segments. Holy shit. I might
we've
send
been
you.
live for 9, 10, 11, 3.5 hours. Basically.
Yeah, I've done lives that are like 6 hours, but like this one was in 3.5 hours. Man, we had a lot of great segments, and like honestly, one of my best streams I've done yet. I feel like I'm
Really?
super. Yeah, like it was just like there was no like weird. What are we gonna talk about? Like we always had interesting things to talk about, and I think we had a good discussion, and we argued a little bit and talk shit, and that's fun too, and. And like we got rated.
Wait, could you imagine if they do a reunion with us?
They have to, dude. They have to at this point.
I'll chill. I have so many things I want to say that I didn't get to say.
I will be more open on the next season for sure because I was very reserved this one because I'm scared of reality TV. But like if Matt's doing it, I knew Matt would do it like this, but I didn't know how much power he had. Like
Me either. And
right.
And that's why I didn't necessarily trust him. I trusted him. I felt he was pure, but even if a director is pure,
the executives above him could, yeah.
And I was so careful. Like everything I did, I was fully conscious aware. Do I remember saying some things? No, but everything I did while I was on the property, I was aware. Like I was like, I know that this can be shown in any particular way.
Yeah, and I think it's important for us to take control of the show. And that's why I want to do these live streams. It's like this is raw, this is authentic, and
they're seeing us react to it live, and it's like, people keep asking me, "Is it scripted?" It was scripted. You had a script. It was not scripted. Were we put?
I mean, it was loosely scripted. Yeah.
Yeah, were we put into situations where you could tell there was an intention of a storyline? Sometimes, yes. But am I dumbass? Like you said it earlier, like I'm the definition of the blonde. Like I was like, what am I doing? And they're like, just go in. And I'm like, what am I supposed to say? And they're like, just go in there. And I'm like, fuck, what do I do? Do
you think I can get everyone on the stream
at once?
That would be so hard. Have you ever tried to organize a gangbang? It's impossible.
I don't even know if I would want to see everybody on Zoom at once. It would, it'd be me and Tarzan screaming it over the top of you to get.
I know. Well, maybe you and Ellie at one point too would be cool. But
that would be fun because, like, I hope they show more of our little like girlfriendness that we have. Because like,
I love Ellie. I hope they show his singing.
Me fucking too.
I don't know if they did. If they recorded any, I have no idea.
Did they go to any of his shows? Because I was working with him every day, and we didn't go to any shows unless there was one day that he didn't go.
Yeah, I hope they showcase that somehow because he is extremely good at that.
He's actually like fucking. Yeah. He was on TV shows for that. He won competitions on TV.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, I remember him telling me about that. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, when I met him, he told me about that.
He is part of the reason I actually got on the show, which we could probably talk about that when we're live with him. But I was told about the show by Anthony months before Matt even reached out. And then I heard people talking about it, and I heard him talk about it and Tarzan, and I was like, they already have the cast. I guess they didn't want me. I guess Matt looked at my Instagram and was like, eh.
No, I told Matt to put you on.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
I think so. I like because he came to me and was like, "Who should we ask?" And I connected him with Bart first, and then I told him about yeah, you can ask, but like I don't think any of them are gonna do it. The straight strippers are not gonna do it, and so I recommended all the gay ones, and like you were definitely on that list. And then they printed out a thing, and like I remember I told him about the book thing.
Yep.
I think it came up like in passing where I was like, oh, like there's this one guy, but like I don't know about him because like he fucking, but like it could make good TV.
In private, I will tell you what I said about you when he called me.
Why in private? Hold on. Why in private?
Because I cannot. Because the way I.
Come on, dude.
No, because it was a little bit of a. This is like This is like not something that should be exposed this early on.
Oh, it's something that'll spoil the show.
No, I just think that it make. I'm gonna say it. I don't give a fuck. I just hope that it's not like. You know what? I'm gonna say it. It's really. I'm gonna be offensive.
That was hard to convince you.
I just didn't want people to. Okay, whatever. So, I get the text and I'm like, "Fuck!" This guy is reaching out. Who is this guy? I didn't even know who he was because I don't watch queer documentaries. I don't do that. And I'm like, and my roommate at the time, I don't want to mention his name because we do not get along. And it's not a good situation.
It's fine. You don't have to say any of that. You can just get to the point.
Okay. Well, he said, "Oh, that's Crush's show," and I was like, "Crush has a TV show coming out," and I'm like, "No, he doesn't." I'm like, "There's a show being cast." He's like, "Yeah, but it's about Crush," and I'm like, "Well, why are they asking all of us to be on the show? It's not his show." So then I'm like, he's an asshole. Why is he getting a show? So when
jealousy.
No, I just couldn't like you at this time. I'm like, fuck, he's an asshole. Why is he getting this attention? He's not nice. I really thought that you were not. I genuinely, Crush. I thought you were like not a nice human being.
Well, I was not nice to you, so that's fair.
And I thought that you were like not two-faced, but fake in the sense of like we can all be fake at times. We're at work, the whole dating thing. But I was just like, oh, why does this guy that has this platform think? Why does he not see this kid's true? Not this kid, but Crush's true colors. Like he's not a giant teddy bear. He's actually a narcissistic douchebag, or like he thinks he should. So Matt calls me. He's like, "Hey, can you do a call today?" I'm like, "Fuck yes, whatever." So I'm like, "Let me see what this is about." I'm like, "This is my chance. Finally, I'm gonna be on TV." So he's like, asking me questions about like stories at the club, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm acting so like I don't know shit. Like I don't know anything, even though I've heard all the rumors that are being speculated about the show." I'm like, and Ellie's like, "Thomas, just go on the call." I'm like, "I don't know if you like know the Crush guy or like whatever." I was like, I don't like him. And listen, I don't know what idea you have of him because I know that you've done like interviews with him. I was like, but the character that he portrays himself as is not actually who he is. I was like, he's not nice. So I don't know if that. So
I love it.
So of course, when he was like after the interview, he was like, "You're fucking like," not because of that, but because of everything else I would say on the interview or whatever. He was like, "You're good," but I'm not gonna lie. Like I was like, I'm gonna use that as I knew that would be a story to tell. It's drama. It's a storyline. It's something personal. It actually affects me. It affects my. It would be a story because your brand is something. I have an actual brand. We're not just SWs or potato dancers. We actually have real lives and careers that we're trying to build. And it was offensive. And you do have a huge platform in that world and in this world, even though you're not on reality TV, but like the demographic knows you. And I knew that it would be something that would be like whatever. And truly, even though I didn't like you, I know that if I'm on a set with somebody for 5 days, I'm not that person that's going to be like, like I genuinely am a nice person. I'm not going to, I don't hold grudges. I'm not like arrogant or like facetious, but I knew that I could all, it would.
I think you also grew up a little bit.
I think you did too.
Yeah, of course. I'm always growing up.
I was a mess when you met me. I had just kind of started, and I was coming from another club where if I wasn't drunk before I even got to work, it wasn't.
LaBoy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It was so bad there. Yeah. I was getting in trouble there.
I won a dance competition there once.
I won when I was working there. I won that night.
Yeah, and no. I think a lot of people don't like me, and a lot of people don't like you, based on very quick judgments that I think both of us were guilty of doing to each other, and I think Ian in the comments is doing that to you right now. He's not giving you much
Ian
of
has it out for me. Ian had it
He
out for me.
literally left the second he saw you were on, and he just came back. And but like, I partially understand it because, like, look, I was there too. Like, I didn't like you, because, and I think we just do that as humans,
I'm so
like,
quick to judge. Seriously, like even
mhm.
as like I try to preach non-judgment, we're human beings, and sometimes you judge to protect yourself. And if someone's coming at my
That's the whole point of judging. It's like our natural human instinct to protect ourselves from
part of,
enemies.
yes, and have this book that I just released, this big accomplishment, this and the other, and I feel like it's being attacked. I'm like, oh, I have to protect this creation, this baby or this thing of mine, and of course I'm going to be whatever. And then you're combine that with being jaded, and at that time I was a fucking I couldn't be at work sober. That there was an issue. I had an issue. I don't know how I stopped that without like serious work, and I do give credit to like my spiritual practice. Truly, it wasn't an issue to the point of like it was controlling my life, but I was coming from a previous job before that where I literally was going.
Look, and Jax, I'll tell you what, you aren't in a worse, or like you were like, I give you credit for like really taking ownership of your problems like you are, because I don't think, like, I had trouble with that at your age, and I think a lot of people do at your age. And like, me being older, uh like, don't like, you can't expect yourself to know that much at 24, like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, do your best, but you're gonna fuck up a lot, like, and
You're supposed to like
right, and like,
learn.
that's kind of the point of your 20s, and so I also learned in that time, like, I have the stigma against 20-year-olds. Like, I hate hanging out with 20-year-olds. I hate hooking up with 20-year-olds, like, because I just, they're immature, right? But like, also, what do you expect them to be? Like, it's like you haven't lived that much life yet. That's what I was coming at you with.
Yes.
But from a more judgmental point of view when I first met you. But to be
also in an environment where we're all like, we even each other have stigmatizations.
Right. But to be honest, when I was your age, when I met you, like if like you were 23 or 24 when I met you.
2 or 23.
Yeah. When I was 22, 23, I thought I was a fucking genius. I thought I knew everything. I had life figured out.
Yeah. And there was a bit of probably projection of that too. You're probably like, you really don't know anything, kid. Trust me, I was there. I get it. Like, I totally.
So like, I think we both had a growing experience a little bit. And I've had this experience I've had with you so many times in my life now that I don't know why I still do it. Where like I judge someone and then realize I'm wrong. Like, I've had that.
Oh, me too. I will own up to it right now. Even as spiritual, whatever, I will own up to it. I do it all the fucking time.
Yeah, and that's when we were talking about like people who think that they like are enlightened, is such a fucking arrogant stance.
I will judge them because they want you to believe that there's somebody that they're not. I am who I am, and that's why I fucking did this fucking show. To show you, if you didn't see me on the show and you came to my class and you loved my class, you wouldn't have came to my class because you saw me on the show, but because you didn't see me in that environment. Like, I am me. This is who I am. I'm not pretending. I'm not acting like I'm this or that. But yes, you're 100% correct, Crush.
Yeah, and Ian, you're right. Like, it is basically what I'm saying. You can't say that everyone in their 20s is fucked up. Yeah, everyone's different, but like, you almost have to lower the bar a little bit for people in their 20s, if that makes sense. Like, it's like you don't have as much opportunity for experiences when you haven't been around that long. And then there's people who are in their 70s who like haven't figured, like, they're more immature. Like, I know someone who's like 75 that I swear is a 14-year-old boy, because like he hasn't matured at fucking all. Like, even though he's had all these life experiences, because you have to be open to the idea of growing, like you have to be, that's the thing. It's like none of us are perfect, but you have to be open to the idea that you have room to grow.
Yes.
And like you
agree.
have to be open to the idea that your initial judgments on people are fucking wrong, you know, or that you are just wrong, that you are just wrong, period. You know, because like I'm at that point now where I go into everything like I could be so wrong about this. You know, like no matter how right I think I am, I always am like, I could be wrong. Like
in my yoga practice, we say, like in the lineage that I practice, it's always, I am a master of nothing. I know nothing, and I'm always a student. Everyone is a teacher. I'm like it always comes back to you're forever going to be a student. You're never going to be like you're not. There's no group. There really isn't a group. There's no guru. That happens through another process, and it's not something that you train for. You just are a student. That's it. And because of that, you're a great teacher because you realize you've humiliated yourself to be able to. You've humbled yourself, not humiliated. Humbled yourself to that level of, I'm forever learning. I'm forever a student of this earth. You know.
Yeah, and I would say you're further ahead in that level of maturity than I was at your age. Like I'm humble enough to admit that. Like you're light years ahead of where I was at your age.
I cannot believe that.
Like even this conversation that we had today, you were willing to ask questions, which when I was 23, I never was. You know, I just thought I knew everything, and I still get in that headspace sometimes. And like you're still like you're willing to admit you're wrong, which I never was at 23. That's why I was an alcoholic. You know, I never was willing to admit that I was one. You know, like so, like you're essentially better than I was at your age. And if we're going pound for pound, you are better than me in that sense because like I've had over 10 years on you to grow that you just don't have.
Yeah. I
and
always
like
respect my elders to that degree because you've walked the earth longer. You've been seen a lot more suns and moons than I have in this life.
And Ian, that does not mean that I have judged you wrong. I don't think I've judged you yet.
Good night, Ian and Crushies and everybody else.
Wish me luck that I don't.
Come next week. Let's see that. Or no, Matt at least if Ellie can't.
Why don't you talk with Ellie and whoever else you want to talk to because you're over there and you're like with them, and see how they feel about it, and maybe they do it next week or the week after or something like that. And I'll reach out to Matt and ask him how he feels about it because we're talking every day because we're doing promos left and right. Like so, I'll just throw. And he's really happy with this, by the way. And I don't think we were allowed to do this originally, but then it did so well. Like
that NDA. That's a cut. Never mind.
Like they could sue me for doing this. And if they do, that would be dumb.
It would be.
Yep, but this has like these like what the last one got 300,000 views, 350,000 views.
I think they're gonna be so shocked. People that are actually watching this because they're like watching it not from just us, but the fact that they see those videos of us kind of going at it or whatever, or you reacting or whatever, not going at it, but I mean, I think I could never imagine, show or not show, whatever, us having this conversation right here, right now anyway. So it's just
do me one favor. I'm going to ask you one favor. If you get Discord and join my Discord.
Okay.
And that's like where my fans hang out.
I can just come in and troll a little bit.
You can come in and hang out with them and talk to them and shit like that. Like, so it's a much better fucking place. Ian is adamantly against it. He does not want you in there, and he is our ringleader.
Oh my god, him and Adam and Ian. They just don't like me.
But come in there and hang out with them. I think it would be cool for people who watch the show that they can talk to you in there. You don't have to be in there like all the time, but just pop in there, like become a member and just like you know, hang out with us. There's almost 400 people in there. It's kind of crazy. Like, and Ian's the one who started all that for me. I would not have been able to do it for him. That's why he feels he can get.
Am I
me
allowed
so
in
much
there?
shit.
Do I have to ask him like a special
Ian,
permission?
please let him in. Like, please, Ian.
I mean, I think that these people, you know, if I saw Ian, I want to see Ian in person, and I can have tea.
Ian's 6'8", Canadian.
Hot.
Yeah, and he can deep throat 11 inches, I think is what he told me. So he's got skills.
I can't even deep throat like fucking 6.
It's his birthday on Friday. It's his birthday on Friday. We're going to do something for Ian on Friday.
I'll send Ian a gift. I'll send him a signed copy of my book.
Oh, please, dude. That would be hysterical.
So now when everybody asks, I mean, I don't know if I can say that, but now everyone's like, why did he give everyone the book? Now you kind of have a backstory of why the book was even brought onto the thing. It's because, you know.
All right. Join the Discord. And I'm going to I have literally like a couple minutes now until my interview. So wish me luck because I'm fucking nervous.
Good luck. Let me know. Text me. Thank you for having me. Thank you guys for accepting me now into the Crushy kingdom.
Take care, bro.
I'll see you. Wait, if I end this, is it going to screw anything up that you're doing?
No.
Okay, I didn't know if I was like going to fucking.
No,